Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ted Investigates. It's been a little bit. We wanted to cover Nancy Guthrie. I know I've been on a few other panels discussing it. Wanted to play her most recent video. I'm sure you all seen it. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Monday. I'm sorry, Wednesday. Wait, is it Wednesday or Tuesday? I can't even keep track of the days. It's been so crazy. Wonderful Tuesday. Thanks so much for hopping on. We're going to play the most recent Nancy Guthrie video for her mother. This is a really sad thing. I can't believe it's been taking this long. I feel like we almost need to work backwards with this type of stuff. Hey, D. Moss, how's it going? Taco Tuesday. I know. How can I forget it's Taco Tuesday? My favorite type of meal on, I don't know if Tuesday's my favorite type of day of the week, but because it's Taco Tuesday, it's a pretty fun week because we can have unlimited tacos. I love chips and salsa, but right now we're talking about Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's latest message, kind of trying to dissect on what that means, see if we can pick out any little nuances on this message. You really got to feel bad for her. I mean, it's really terrible. I know a lot of people have been covering Nancy Guthrie for a long time, a lot of great streamers. Everyone's done a good job, from Daphne's Case File, Criminal Network, JLR. We have Crystal's Crime Board, Brick by Brick, Conversations. We have Heels on the Ground. Always good to see Sunflower Lola. Great to see everybody in the chat. Wanted to do a quick update on Savannah Guthrie. I know right now Alex can't go in the neighborhood. The Juice does an incredible job at nighttime. He has a ton of people on. It's just crazy, though, how long it is. So I'm going to play this real quick. It's pretty brief. I'm sure you guys seen it. Absolutely crazy.
It has been months since our mom was taken from us. Our family is in agony. We are in a nightmare that will not end. Nothing about our situation has changed. We have done our part, and we will never stop looking for her.
Oops, sorry, guys.
We will always ache for her and feel that hole in our hearts. The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place, and I know that you have tried to do things the right way. So I'm asking you, begging you to do the right thing now. Make the right choice. Help us.
Okay, so I wanted to stop it right here. What does everybody think about, like, doing the right thing? Are we talking about telling her, like, where her mother was born? I think that's my first takeaway so far. It's like, do the right thing. Let me rewind it. I might have to rewind it a few times just so we can really break this down. This is so sad. Savannah Guthrie's a super powerful lady. I know a lot of rumors have been spread about, the family and stuff like that, but I just don't think, me personally, it's an inside job. I think this is somebody that worked on the family's house that needed some type of money. It does seem like, as long as it goes, I mean, you would think you'd be able to find this guy in today's time. We are in 2026. Cash Patel just came out and he said there was a 4-hour delay between working with Pima County, but then Pima County kind of contradicts themselves. But let me just replay this real quick because I want to pick up some things on this message.
Our family is in agony. We are in a nightmare that will not end. Nothing about our situation has changed. We have done our part, and we will never stop looking for her. We will always ache for her and feel.
So we have done our part. We will never stop looking for her. So I'm going to take notes. Forgive me for taking notes. That's the best way I can kind of wrap my head around this, is we will never stop looking for her. Our heart aches for her. We will never stop aching for her. Our hearts. Okay. Let's keep playing.
That hole in our hearts. The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place, and I know that you have tried to do things the right way. So
wait a minute now. Try to do things the right way. That's just really weird. Tried to do things the right way. So are we talking about the ransom letter? Meaning, I know you tried to do things the right way. I disagree with that. I feel like they abducted her from her house. I know a lot of people will say they didn't abduct her from her house, but from abducting her from her house, she was murdered, and they were trying to do things the right way. Are we talking about burial in nature? Are we talking about the timestamp, that ransom letter saying you have this amount of time or she's going to be dead? Because the way I look at it, if you're giving someone an ultimatum and you truly think they're dead, that's kind of a sick individual, right? So I don't know if it's more of like a beg for help, like just tell us where the body's at, and trying to almost be nice to the kidnappers. Not nice like they don't want to like arrest and kill the kidnappers, but like trying to get them to take the bait and try to have them have a moral compass is from what my understanding. I'd be curious to know your understanding on this. Okay, we got some good questions in the chat. Who is she referring to? The right care for years and something went wrong? Miss Astress, you and your whole family has done nothing. You know what? I understand your frustration. I felt like that too. We don't know the behind the scenes. I know the behind the scenes is terrible. Nanos has dropped the ball. I know that's a common theme. I've been following this case basically since day one. And if I haven't, I followed a lot of my streamer buddies. So I understand the animosity towards obviously Nano's corruption through the roof, right? He attacked our streamers. It seemed like that was the most important thing he was doing. Hey, Ted Tuesday, I like that. They offered the ransom dead or alive. Okay, good job, Patty. Offered the ransom. Miss Actress, you've done nothing. Yo, Ted, you're the man. Oh, I don't like to read stuff about myself. Sorry, that caught me off guard. Thank you for saying that. Hey, Dee Dee, what is up? What is up? Okay, so we're going to just break this down a little longer. Okay, so I'm going to rewind it again.
We have done our part, and we will never stop looking for her. We will always ache for her and feel that hole in our hearts. The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place. And
great point. Wait, I want to pause this.
Tried to do things.
I want to pause this. You made a great point, Randy Schaefer. Wendy, I'm sorry, not Randy. Holy cow. Randy Schaefer, I think, is that baseball player. I don't think the family is even searching. So who is we in Savannah's statement? That is correct. Again, they're not going to tell us everything, but I definitely agree with that point. Who is we, right? Explain we. I think if Tommaso and Annie, and I think if those people really got ahead of it and did the press conference ahead of time, I think there would be, and I'm speaking pretty obvious here, but I think there would be a lot less judgment passed on the family if we could have a timestamp of when she actually arrived and have it come out of Tommaso's mouth. I think at something like this, you need to say something. You don't stay quiet, right? It's almost like when you're on a train, see something, say something, right? Thank you so much. Go figure about evaluating. I actually got this tip because I was breaking down from a case. Okay. Sending messages to someone she knows. Oh, okay. I like that, Brenda. I like that point of view. Okay, we're going to keep going.
The right way. So I'm asking you, begging you to do the right thing now. Make the right choice. Help us find her. Tell us where to look for her. I truly believe it is never too late to do the right thing. Help us bring this situation to an end. For all of us, no matter where we've been and what we've done, I believe there is always a way home.
I believe. Choice. Okay, guys, I want to throw this out to the viewers, the growers. Boy, I've been up too early. So I believe, okay, what did she say? I'm sorry, let me rewind it.
I believe there is always a way home.
I believe there is always a way home. A way home, basically wanting to find her, right? I believe there's always a way home. Okay, I'm going to write that down. I believe there is always a way home. Okay, I think with how long this case is going, I think at this point, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think, it's at the point now we're at 170 plus days, and we just want to be able to do a celebration of life, bring her home. The family is going to get criticized, right? Until the body's found. What is going on with this DNA too? Has anybody searched on the DNA? I'm going to look up the DNA as I keep playing this. Also, Chris is keeping this alive. Yeah, Chris McNutt of the interview room. Love that guy. I was fortunate to actually meet him in person, and I was starstruck. I mean, it was crazy to see him and JLR in the same. I was sitting right next to him. Melly, how's it going? Melly, I want you to analyze this video for me and tell me what you think. Okay? And I know you've seen this.
I'm coming on today with a very specific message. It has been months since our mom was taken from us. Our family is in agony. We are in a nightmare that will not end. Nothing about our situation has changed. We have done our part, and we will never stop looking for her. We will always ache for her and feel that hole in our hearts. The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place, and I know that you have tried to do things the right way. So I'm asking you, begging you to do the right thing now. Make the right choice. Help us find her. Tell us where to look for her. I truly believe it is never too late to do the right thing. Help us bring this situation to an end. For all of us, no matter where we've been and what we've done, I believe there is always a way home. Please make the right choice.
Okay, I love the comment by Laura. Here, let me see if I can put this on here. I can barely see. Old age, guys. Sorry about this. I think she knows exactly who did this and trying to give a family member to do the right thing. Now, about a month and a half ago, I was thinking that too, or it might have been even, God, I mean, this case has been going on so long that almost 2 months ago, 3 months ago, when the family did the video, it kind of felt like, I don't know, just when they got together and then she did the interview with Hoda, it almost felt like she knew something was up, maybe with a family member, but then I'm a little bit of torn because would the FBI then do their job? I mean, I know Pima County hasn't done their job, but you made a really good point there where it's kind of like you're stuck in a conundrum, right? The mother's gone, the mother's missing, she was older. Was there some type of financial problems with the family members, which I'm not going to say names because they're guilty and they were cleared? Or is it somebody that she knows that has maybe something else? Is there a blackmail thing going on? I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I am speculating, actually. I'm not telling, facts here. But that was a great comment. I think she knows exactly who did this and trying to give a family member to do the right thing. So what family member, we don't want to incriminate any family members, but could it be a long distance family member? Could it be a close family member? Could it be a family member that's always been in trouble, like a cousin of a cousin, someone younger? I mean, you never know, but that is a really great point. You're going to a BBQ. That's fun. The DNA is taking way too long. I mean, we're in 2026. Separating DNA strands and going to different places is absolutely ludicrous. All right, let's see the next message. Ted, this forum is maybe where you can share a lot of your faith instead of separate live stream. It's a great combination, searching for Nancy and Christ. Yeah, for sure. I mean, with Nancy and praying for them, we always want to pray for them. We want her obviously to have a safe return. I don't think that's possible. She needs a celebration of life. Savannah needs closure on this. The family needs closure on this. The brother needs closure on this. The sister needs closure on this. A lot of times you can clip people. People can do weird stuff. I mean, look at me online. There's clips of me all the time where I'm like looking like here. I'm going to zoom it in. So you'll have like a photo of me online where I'm like, I actually laugh about it. I'm like this. Or then someone will clip me going like this. Or I'll read something like this. And I couldn't imagine my face being all over the internet, like making some kind of weird thing. Or how do you know when they are being told what to do? The FBI or Pima County could have said, hey, look more serious, or look this way, look that way. And they could just be people that listen, right? And I'm not saying that there could be a conspiracy involved, because a lot of people think that, and a lot of my close people that I know in the case think that. I'm just saying you don't know what's really happening behind the scenes because we don't have enough information. All I know is if that was my mother, I would be out there all day, all night. And I know a million people have said that. but I would never be able to sleep. I would be on a rampage from hell. Excuse my language, but it would frustrate me. It is the person that gave birth, who raised you. I can't speak for Savannah. She's a busy lady. She might know information that the mother's passed, obviously, and they're just trying to figure out where the body is. So, in order for some people to cope, they have to leave, they have to do other things because of the fact that sitting there and being mad all the time, maybe she's just not built like that. We're all built like different people in Earth. I mean, I would sit there with Alex outside. If that was my mother's house, I'd be with Alex all day, like looking at every single car, looking at every neighbor. I mean, believe me. But I also know some people are just not built like that. Annie, I'm speculating here. She's a little suspicious, but, the one's a biology teacher. He keeps a parasite in his leg. Tommaso, a lot of goofy, crazy things. The Derek Colella happened when he's like trying to extort them for money. This case has so many twists and turns, but then again, it is so simple. It's a guy that we don't even know that was in the house. We don't know if he was already entered through the back and was disabling the front Nest camera and then walked Nancy through and she was coughing up blood. So we don't have enough proof to make assumptions. We see a car at around 2:40 in the morning, drive by, and another car, neighbors hear noise. They need to have a press conference and they need to lay out a lot of the facts, a lot of the vehicles, and a lot of the things that they're not sure of from the get-go. And then they need the public to be able to basically make up their mind. But I mean, if I was doing it, if I was leading again, you probably don't want me leading something like this, but I think it would be in my best interest because it's a high profile case and because of all the pictures taken of Annie and Tommaso anyways, and the way that the internet is, social media can get pictures of people in their best moments, their worst moments. It can pull their videos of them singing in chorus, reading poems that maybe they were embarrassed to read 10 years ago. That you got to get in front of it, because social media, if you don't, social media is going to get in front of you and they're going to pick you apart because the public wants to know it's a high profile case, right? Just my opinion. I'd love to hear everyone else's opinion on the matter. I'm going to read some of this real quick. The DNA definitely is taking too long. So is home heaven, or is she talking about AG and TC going back to home? Great point. We don't know. It's another thing we're very unsure of. Have you seen TMZ latest video on Savannah making her video because FBI sources say it's a cold case? I can check that out right now. Thanks for the heads up on this. Let me double check. I've been doing a lot of things and watching a lot of my streamer buddies. TMZ Savannah video. 1 second. I came a little unprepared today. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, it's a 6-second message. Is it something longer? Savannah Guthrie told her mother's kidnappers. Okay, this is it. Thank you so much for sharing.
We have done our part.
It goes a long way.
Exactly what does that mean? That is.
Let me, how do I get this guy on screen?
Would say something like that, because on the surface, you might think that the Guthrie family has paid money.
Okay, wait, I'm going to rewind this, guys.
Kidnappers, the ransom money that would lead to her return. That is.
Okay. Let's see if we get in the big screen here. Thank you so much for bringing this up. I appreciate it. God bless you for bringing this up. Okay, let's play this here from 2 hours ago.
Guthrie's plea to kidnappers yesterday had an interesting phrase. We have done our part. Exactly what does that mean? That is really interesting. She would say something like that because on the surface, you might think that the Guthrie family has paid money to the kidnappers, the ransom money that would lead to her return. That is not the case. We have spoken with our FBI sources, and no money has been paid. The FBI continues to work with the Guthrie family, and
Pretty Little Clues, what's up?
That no money has been put in any account for ransom. Now, we have checked the Bitcoin address from the first ransom note, and no money has been paid other than a couple $100 that the FBI paid months ago to see if they could trace who created the Bitcoin address. They were not able to do that, but no additional money has been put in that account, and our FBI sources say that the Guthrie family has not paid anything. So then what does she mean by we have done our part? Well, we are told that that aligns with the $1 million that the Guthrie family has put up, leading to the recovery of Nancy. So Savannah, when she said that, was speaking more broadly to anybody who might know what the kidnappers did with Nancy Guthrie. It appears, based on these two ransom notes, if they're real, and again, we have spoken to the FBI, and they believe that those notes are likely real, that Nancy may have died the first week because the second ransom note referenced that. So the Guthrie family wants Nancy's remains returned. And they say it is a continuing nightmare that does not let up until that happens. The FBI told us that the reason Savannah made the statement yesterday is because this week marks the 6-month anniversary of Nancy's kidnapping. And anniversaries are important because they remind the public that this case is still unsolved. So the FBI actually likes using these markers to reignite interest in a case. Finally, we are told by one FBI source that no progress has been made in this case. They do not know where Nancy Guthrie is, and they do not know who or where the kidnappers are. So it is a cold case now, and that's why Savannah made her recent plea.
Okay, good one. Okay, so Pretty Little Clues. What did she say here? And happy birthday if I missed anybody. 1 second. I can't read it. God, I can't believe I can't read. My eyes. Don't turn 43, everyone. Let's see what Pretty Little Clues said. I got to find her comment. I know it's highlighted on the screen, but I can't see it. Give me 1 second. She made a good point here. And I can't read it. Hold on. Okay, bear with me, guys. Sorry. Why did Nano say we have a bunch of DNA we have to sort through? Last we heard it was one rootless hair. Wow. Okay. Exactly. And how long ago was that? Okay, I'm gonna find 1 second. We're gonna be doing a call in here. Yeah, happy birthday, Angel Eyes. Happy birthday. Wanted to give a quick shout out. I got a birthday stream at 6 p.m. Patty, if you want to come to watch. Everyone come to watch Angel Eyes birthday stream. We'd love to hang out with you on your birthday. If somebody, you or Gerald, goes back out there, I think you should check all the stones around the cemetery. Oh, that's very smart. All the stones around the cemetery. Look for graves that might have been open during this time. You never know. Smart take. Very smart take. Okay, so we're going to go back right from the beginning of all this, and you let me know if you have a better. I know you guys have shown a lot of timelines, and then we're going to work forward. Give me 1 second here. I got a new computer and I don't know how to print the screen. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Okay, guys, just bear with me. Thank you. And we might do a call in here if the genius myself has a print screen issue. 1 second. Okay. So we have this by ABC, because I like to work backwards with this type of stuff just for a little bit, because we've always been working forward so much. Let's go to the timeline. And then I want to talk to the timeline to you guys, and you guys kind of help me out and walk me through this and kind of get each other up to speed. 1 second. Okay, here we go. What about this timeline? Does everybody agree with this timeline? Okay, so we're walking backwards, and then we're going to start talking about a little bit more current. Saturday. Wait, let me see if you can hear me. I haven't been using StreamYard in a while, so forgive me. Saturday. Okay, this is what we have. We have the beginning of the investigation. Okay, so we got Saturday, January 31st, 5:32 p.m. Nancy travels to local family's home. 9:48 p.m. Family drops Nancy off at home and garage door opens. 9:50, the garage door closes. Sunday, February 1st at 1:47 a.m., the doorbell camera disconnects. 2:12 a.m., software detects a person on the camera. Okay, even though it wasn't a paid subscription. No video available, no subscription in parentheses. 2:28 a.m., the pacemaker app shows a disconnect from the phone. 11:56 a.m., family checks on nanny, and I think that's where they're calling around the hospitals. 12:03 p.m., 911 is called. 12:15, the patrol arrives. Does anybody have anything conflicting with this timeline? Please let me know. Okay. So a lot of you are kind of saying that this timeline could be BS. First note said that they wanted the ransom in 1 week. Okay, wait, let's see this guy. D Long, not this guy. You're probably a female. I'm sorry. First note said they wanted the ransom within 1 week. They said she died shortly after being taken. How shortly? The only new released about ransom and Bitcoin was DC's text and a 9-second phone call. Does anyone have any clue about that 9-second phone call? I assume we have not found out about that at all yet, right? Yep, exactly. Pretty clues. Screwed the timeline. Right, right. I agree. I heard there were thousands of letters sent to the AG. You know what I heard too is I heard, and this was early on in the investigation, I heard that the first ransom letter actually went to KVOA or one of the news channels, and then they never heard back. No one responded. And could that be the disconnect between Kash Patel, the FBI not being, Kash Patel and the FBI wanting to help, and then them not telling him that? So then the ransom letter had to get exposed and go to TMZ and other news outlets, because I first heard it went to KVOA. So if you're going to do a ransom letter, wouldn't you go to the news channel then? Or maybe the police channel? I mean, the Zodiac went right to the news channel, right? With the ciphers. What does everybody think of that? Thank you, Respect. Does she even make it home? Exactly. Does she even make it home? We have a guy that's, I remember first thinking the guy was high at first, right? Until I realized that with a Nest camera, if you take that branch, you can unlock the Nest camera and like force it down. But he seemed high. He seemed like he had a back problem. It just seemed very awkward. But also he didn't seem nervous, right? So if you're breaking in somebody's house, that's why I think he either cased the joint, he knows the area, and then he also was very methodical walking, like no urgency, like complete psychopath. Like he must have something missing up there in his frontal lobe. Now, when I was out there, it's very hard to see. I think the perp is what, like 5'10"? I'm 5'9", 5'8". I'm probably 5'8" now. I shrank. I'm probably 5'9" on a good day. But I could not see to my left or my right. Okay, I couldn't see Sue Ellen's house. If you're Alex's height, you probably can see. I couldn't see. So if the perp is under 6 feet tall, it's very dark there and just going right through the front cactus. And I just feel like it's not that scary. And you can see car lights coming from miles away. When the Pima County cops came for us, now they had their cherries and berries on, but some of the times when they didn't and they were just doing drive-bys, I could not see them. I heard an engine from far away, but I couldn't see them when I was standing in the middle of the road. And I'm sure a lot of you that have been there could say the same thing. Okay, wait, the 9-second phone call was reported that was to Tommaso. Now, why would Tommaso never come out and explain what the 9-second phone call was? Does somebody want to kind of bring light to that subject to me? And again, I'm working backwards. I'm playing stupid a little bit so we can then build forward. So I might be asking some questions that I do know, but you guys are such experts and have been following this case for so long that I always say the people of the channel are the smartest people, hands down, than the people that are just outside of the house recording. Now, Alex is super smart on the case. JLR is super smart on the case. Jim the Explorer, Righteous Monkey, Daphne Case Files, Mark the Shark. I'm probably missing some people. The Juice. but I'm just trying to work backwards and go forward. Okay, let's see what Stana had to say. Nothing solid on the family dropping them off. Hearsay. They have phone ping saying we proved and cleared by that fact. Yeah, it'd be curious to see that. You would send to the family. The 9-second phone call is being held over DC's head, buried in his dockets. Why? Interesting point. You made a very good point there. The ransom note. Okay, this is from Jesse Firebreaks. Thanks for your comment. The ransom note is from the cops. The cops were there, the crooked cops in Pima County. That's why it came out so late. It was after the cops saw the crime scene and everything. Well, I'm speculating here, but Nanos did have a gambling addiction. And usually one person doesn't tango when they gamble, right? My buddies that gamble, I don't gamble, but there's usually 2 or 3 of them in the group, 3 or 4 of them in the group that gamble. Maybe somebody was hard up for money. I mean, look at the NBA with Chauncey Billups, right? It was a whole ring of gamblers, right? What can we do to get fast money? I believe there was a safe in the house. Have we figured out that there was even a safe in the house? Okay, no 911 call proven. He did seem high. I know at first he seemed high, but then again, what he was doing in the motion, that was my first thing. I'm like, this guy's stoned, but it was so early on in the investigation that as the months went by, I started like making myself believe that this was kind of an inside job or like a professional. I'm sorry. There's landscapers, there's pool people, there's gardeners, there's construction workers, there's abandoned buildings. Nancy Guthrie's been there her entire life. She's got her business, husband's business in her name, right? Was there a big safe? The iPhone, how could an iPhone watch be there? How would the ransom person that wrote that letter, if I'm correct, if that wasn't debunked, and tell me in the chat and we'll bring some people in, how was that iPhone watch not there? How would you know the iPhone watch was on the ground, right? That's the one thing. And I remember Alex saying that. And I agreed with him when he said that. Okay, let me keep reading the chats and then we'll take some of the bright call-ins because a recovering addict's testimony would be more believable than an active addict. Oh, very good point. Very good point. It's a good point. The rant. Okay, let's go here from Firebreaks. The random note is written from the cops because they're crooked. Now, good point. The other people that would know the Apple Watch was in there would be the cops. I like thinking outside of the box. I like speculation. That's smart. Let me keep going. And they wrote the note after they went there and the crime scene. The murder is separate. Okay. I like what you're saying here. Nice comment. Let's see. FBI spent a lot of time at Annie's house, so I don't think she made it home either. True. The FBI was there a long time. Very long time. For a simple conversation. Mom was here. We dropped her off. Right? Mom was here. She's my mother. We dropped her off. Search all you want. What could you search? Right? And again, I'm not saying it's the family. I'm just speculating here. But if I murdered my family member, if I didn't murder my family member, what are you going to do? Mother's eating dinner at my house, or I'm eating dinner at her. She's at my house. We're eating dinner, right? We're eating, say I'm grilling, right? I'm grilling a hot dog. Or my mom wouldn't eat hot dogs. Let's step it up a little bit. Let's say we're making her beef stroganoff or lasagna. I'm Italian, maybe some nice raviolis or whatever, a steak. We eat the steak. You got the plates, DNA on the plates. If there wasn't a struggle inside, you ask people, was there a fight? Was it a tense situation? You fill out what they have to say. What does Tommaso have to say? What does Annie have to say? What happened? Was there an argument? Is there money problems? Not much if you didn't harm your mother. I'm speculating, but it would go pretty quick. You'd come to my mother's house. I didn't kill her. We ate. I dropped her back off. End of story. Here's our plates. Here's my DNA swab. Do whatever you can. I don't know if they would do the DNA just yet. They would take notes. Okay, what did you do that day? Have you had any turmoil in the last week with her? Tell the truth. They'd reach out to Savannah. Hey, how was the relationship between A and T? Was that okay? Did she have anybody that was against her? Pretty simple, right? They call some of my mom's friends. Hey, how is Ted doing with his mom? Did they have animosity towards each other? Was there a financial thing? Was there a fight? Was there anything? On to the next. Okay, let's go to the crime scene where he drove her, right? Okay, wait, here we go. It's mentioned on the interview room for last night. I don't know if I can play the interview room. I could try playing Brianna. She had some things to say. I say, okay, we got another good response here. I say murder, not kidnapping, because they think that's what it was. Love, Misty. I say murder, not kidnapping, because I think that's what it was. Interesting. I think it was a safe. Maybe with a pacemaker, though, she had a heart attack. But remember they had the pacemaker sniffer on the helicopter? What was that about if you know the pacemaker was off? But I guess it has a life where even if it's the battery's dead, you can still find it. But that was so after the fact. And how weird was Nanos at the very beginning of the investigation? Can't really tell us if it's a murder scene. Is it a crime scene? What happened? You know, the purse, the cell phone was left there. The watch was left there. Say it was a robbery. Say something happened to her, right? Or am I off base? It's been so long ago. Forgive me. Let's see what Pretty Little Clues has to say. Yeah, I don't know. A different Misty. He's guilty. Who's guilty in your opinion, Bella B? Thank you, A Song in My Heart. It's nice to see you. It's nice to hear you, Patty Caputo. Sorry, I got a lot of energy today. We do not know more than you. Well, I mean, you guys are a pretty smart community. And I've been following as much as I can, but I got to say, like, it's so much of the same stuff being recycled. But a lot of the good streamers have really good points of views, but it's a lot of different opinions to wrap my head around, because right now I'm just thinking porch guy came up. I don't know if he was the guy in the house when he walked back down to get that piece of branch. He kind of looked up. If you slow it down to 0.5 seconds, almost looked up. But again, what is he looking up at? Could it be a movement of a snake? Could it be a coyote? Could it be a perpetrator? You know, I think he had a walkie-talkie. He had very new clothes. Why can't we do a radius diameter? Remember when we first thought, and I don't know if they still think that, Walmart backpack. Why can't we pull tapes of everybody buying that backpack at Walmart, spend hours going through tapes, do a 30-mile radius, 40-mile radius? I mean, I believe Nico said most crimes happen 2.6 to 6 miles away from the house of where the person's at. And correct me if that's not correct. Yeah, definitely. Love you guys so much, JLR Army Strong. Let's see what Doan 832 said. Isn't the 9-second call from Kalela okay to say mission complete? Heard that somewhere. Interesting. That could be. And how strange is that guy? How bizarre. How quick did that trial go? Does he know something? And again, I'm not trying to incriminate an innocent man. I believe he did some other silly stuff. But a 42-year-old? Leave an 84-year-old alone. It's just silly. It just seems, I don't know. It just seems, don't put yourself, and again, I don't know the guy personally. He could have a mental disorder, drugs and alcohol, they were saying. And sometimes being off drugs and alcohol is 100 times worse than a prison sentence. Okay. So having him clean, I guarantee, and I hope not, but he's probably going to go right back in jail. For him to just go cold turkey, that guy's going to have to be in rehab for a year, not just a month or two. That's harder than prison, probably, because in prison, you can still get drugs. Okay, let's keep going here. If the perp was just some random stranger, why would sheriff be covering for him? Think about it. You made a good point. That's a good point. Another good point. I mean, it's hard to debate and it's hard to challenge a lot of these questions, because a lot of these questions make good points because we don't have enough evidence of anything. So we have really good points of our viewers today. You guys must be watching all the other streamers getting all these good points and all these other viewers, because you guys are rocking my socks off here. I keep thinking the same from day one. Me too. Me too. And I believe I got that either from, God, who was that? I think either it was Alex or it was, might even been Sequoia, who's a fairly new investigative channel, or Chris McDonough. I know it's Alex said it. Chris McDonough might have said it. And James Clemente is a great FBI profiler. You guys should check out his page, James Clemente. I don't know how much he posts, but he breaks down a lot. In the interview room, had him on. JLR might even said that too. But I don't want to put these guys' words in my mouth. Since we're given very little information, we are allowed, forced to theorize on almost everything. I agree. We're allowed to talk about everything. And to get the streamers out of there was the most important thing in the case so far. They wanted us out of there. I understand the neighbors' point of views. Over time, maybe some neighbors had problems with us, right? They want to get back to normal. But when somebody was abducted from their house and they haven't found them, and there's blood on the front porch, it's not a safe environment. And there's a lot of elderly people that live in the foothills. There's a lot of money. You know the damn well these people are checking their video cameras day in and day out. They're still scared. I don't care if Nancy Guthrie was from a famous, daughter or not. She lived there her whole life. And so did a lot of those other people. And they're scared, okay? They want this solved. I think taking down the memorial wasn't right. I think the memorial of two things. The memorial is to keep her name going. The memorial is also to tempt maybe the perp to come back or look at it or mess with something. Remember when DGL and Nico put those trackers on stuff? You almost want to have things outside the house debate a little bit because it is a crime scene. It's just my point of view, okay? I don't have the silver bullet. I think we know that, right? Gambling debt. Yeah, gambling debt. People in financial turmoil will do many, many things. I know many people who have, when I ran a business, I had people that I trusted that I paid a really decent living for. I was a small business. Obviously, I couldn't afford a ton, but they were able to keep their apartment. They were able to have a car, put food on their table. They were good people. That person still stole from me. That person took my checkbook. That person would do whatever he could because that's human nature. Remember, we're hunters and gatherers. That's, where we came from. We are going to survive at all costs. So I do like your theory on that. That is realistic. Money is the root of all evil in a way. You need money to live, right? And money is a popular thing to have. It makes life easier. Now, does it make the inside, your soul? Well, that's up for debate. But money motivates a lot of different things. I mean, think of how many crazy people take a life insurance policy out on their husband or wife and then kill them a month later. I mean, think of the delusion of doing that. Like 2 months or 6 months from now, like Drew Peterson. But you remember that case way back in Joliet? Taking life insurance policies out and a month later kill them and put them in acid drum? It makes people do silly, crazy things. All right, we'll get to the other thing. Okay, dude, retire and stop using God as a gimmick. I definitely don't use God as a gimmick. I love Jesus. I live the way of God. God bless you for that comment. I wish you well. I'm sorry you feel that way. God is definitely not a gimmick. You might be a younger man. The older you get in life, you want to have something to believe in and be part of something because you see a lot of people die. You see a lot of people leave this world, and the world becomes lonelier and lonelier. The older you get, you lose more and more loved ones. And it's almost automatic that you go to God, okay? In my opinion, okay, let's see. We got another great opinion. In my opinion, from Kentucky Girl, I think that SG released the video yesterday because it is the 6-month anniversary and they still have nothing. That might be the post right there. Didn't realize it was the 6-month anniversary. My child was sick. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for sharing that, Kentucky Girl. Let's say it one more time. In my opinion, I think SG released the video yesterday because it's the 6-month anniversary. They still have nothing. Is this going to be, I don't know if you guys are old enough, but is this going to be Groundhog Day with Bill Murray? Is this seriously going to be Groundhog Day? Is this how it's going to be every day, every night? Are we going to wake up every single day and it's going to be the same day with no updates and nothing? The only different update is you might get an SG post like it's the 6-month. Now it's the 9-month. Now it's the 12th month. We got AJW busting his butt in hot weather We got Nick, APRNG or APGRN, out there searching. The Juice said he was going to search. We have people out in the field, you know, and there's good Pima County cops too. Think of it. You are ruled by the iron fist. You're not going to go against your boss. Your family's on the line. People are going to do things that are right, but they also don't want to lose their job. And Nanos, I feel, and again, I'm speculating, I've never been there in terms of in his police department knowing who he is, but he's got his inner group. And that was that inner group that went after Alex the Juice in Tucson. That was the inner minions, right? The minions just came out, actually. That was the inner minions. And then he's got kind of the rookie cops, the middle of the road cops that aren't really part of the inside circle. Okay? So I think when you have that much conflict within an organization, it's a headache. When I worked for a sales organization and the VP is bad mouthing the regional director, the regional director only has favorites of these two sales directors. These two sales directors don't like these two area sales managers, but they like these four people. You have all this internal battling, like anything, right? I one time was a bank teller at a grocery store, and you had the owner, I'm sorry, the general manager of the grocery store played politics and was best friends with the vice president of the grocery store, and he only had a few tellers who he was friends with. And then he was against the stock people. So then every time the stock people did something wrong, he'd give them the worst shifts and make them work on like holidays. And, you know, it really can take you back to corporate America or like a small business atmosphere. Typically, you don't get it really in a small business because there's only 3 or 4 people, and usually they hire the people they like. But this is very common in corporations. But the sad part is this is about a murder and a kidnapping of an 84-year-old and not using the FBI, just like in the Delphi case, when you had a arrest affidavit in week 1 identifying cell phone pings and where a perpetrator was. Now, I'm not going to get in the weeds on that, but they totally disregarded the FBI. I don't think you should disregard the FBI. I think you should keep an open-minded. They're skilled, you're skilled, and you need to work together. That's how they found Osama bin Laden. The CIA was able to talk with Homeland Security. Homeland Security and the CIA was actually able to work with the Special Activities Division of the CIA. The CIA then worked with CAG, Combat Applications Group. The CIA then worked with DEV Group, Naval Special Warfare Development Group, and all these other people that were on ghost sites and black sites throughout Afghanistan, throughout Iraq. And that's how they found the career through I forgot their name, but CIA people that are working in Langley, Virginia, that are not the translators, but it starts with a T. I'm just drawing a blank. But it's when all these departments work together. That's how you catch them, when all the great minds work together. There's not just one great mind anywhere. Okay, we have Stana. I remember the investigation around the pool area to NG's bedroom in heavy discussion. I suspect a murder and used pool to clean evidence. Interesting. Doubt they tested the water and filters. The dead grass area. Facts. I wonder if Nano brought that watch back. Oh, this is good. I can't read it now. Back and threw it there. Huh. You know, and again, it causes us to speculate because we don't know, right? We have no clue. Okay, pretty little clues. Different Misty, LOL, but I do love Misty. She's amazing. Christine R., the only one thing we are certain of is Nancy is gone. Drop the mic on that. Okay, I'm going to pull up the Brianna story. That is a wonderful statement. That is the one thing we know that's certain. Okay, just bear with me, guys. Hold on, I'm just going through this. Okay, this was from... Well, I want to find some recent stuff. Give me 1 second, and then we're going to do call-ins. Okay, hold on a second. Thank you again for being with us. You could be with a lot of other channels. I just appreciate it. You guys are having a wonderful day. Remind this, just give me a second. She always has a lot of good, thoughtful things to say.
A new directly to her mother, Nancy Guthrie. Hi guys, coming on here with breaking news that Savannah Guthrie just released a brand new directly to her mother, Nancy Guthrie.
This might be the same video I showed, but we'll
What
watch.
she says is interesting.
Coming on today with a very specific message.
This
Hello.
comes just a few days after we released our Crime Junkie episode about the Nancy Guthrie case and talking about the ransom notes. Now it seems she's making a very
Yes, we still love you, Nina.
request.
The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place.
Sorry, this is
And
the
I
same thing.
know
I'll keep looking. Give me a
you have
second.
tried to do things the right way. So I'm asking you, begging you to do the right thing now. Make the right choice. Help us find her. Tell us where to look for her.
I think that part's really interesting. In the second ransom note that Savannah Guthrie has said she tends to believe is real, they talk about her mom passing away and that she is buried in nature. It's possible that in this video, she is referring to the fact that the abductor or abductors may have let their family know that Nancy had passed, and now she is saying, take us to where she is, where her remains are. I want to play you another part that stuck out to me.
Nothing about our situation has changed. We have done our part. And we will never stop looking for her.
That could mean a couple things. One, the investigation hasn't changed. Two, that they are still willing to pay money to be led to Nancy's remains, to be able to still bring her home. It's pretty clear from this video message that the Guthrie family wants an exact location, either coordinates or an area where to look for Nancy, and that they will go to the nth degree to find her. If you want to learn more right ahead of the 6-month anniversary, please go to our Crime Junkie YouTube page or Spotify and Apple. We just released a very comprehensive episode on this entire case that reveals everything in the first and second ransom notes, what was going on behind the scenes.
She's a wonderful reporter, by the way. She's phenomenal, isn't she,
I will be
guys?
staying on top of this case and bring you the very latest.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Okay, let's show our friend Chris, who we got to meet at CrimeCon. I'm sure you guys seen this, but I just want to kind of get up to speed myself. Okay, Chris is a big supporter of JLR, Alex, and everybody, all the streamers. Okay, give me 1 second. Thank you for your patience, everybody.
Need to do your job as journalist. You need to ask Nanos the hard questions, and you need to put
Hey, Victoria.
Nancy Guthrie a priority, not your own political agenda for the next story. We went by your spot and we saw the banner and everything going there. And we know there are notes in front of Nancy's house telling everybody to deliver the information to your place. We also know you had a heads up that YouTubers were going to be arrested before they were arrested. Shame on you for not doing your job.
Love this guy.
And I'm back in town, by the way. I will be, but you won't know when.
Oh, this is
and
a
I
little
ring
bit
your
older. Okay,
doorbell.
hold on, I'll keep looking.
I'm going to ask you the hard questions on camera. The ones you won't ask the sheriff because of your own political gain, because you want to play nice, because you're local, and Nancy Guthrie in probably a month or two will be old news, i.e. the story doesn't have legs. Well, guess what? We've been there, done that. And you owe it to your community to do the right thing on behalf of Nancy Guthrie, not on behalf of a sheriff who's stonewalling the community, hoping this goes away. So we're going to shift the goalpost and take it to Tucson. Are you going to do the same thing over there? You should be ashamed of yourself as calling yourself journalist. It's not right. You have a family who's suffering, and you have a sheriff who's stalling and dismantling a police department or a sheriff's department who can go out and get things done. When they find her, I believe they will, or they find the suspect, shame on you for not doing the right thing. You took an oath of ethics as a journalist, and you know who I'm talking about because you had a heads up, and I know that for a fact, that they were going to go out and start arresting people in front of Nancy's house, and you did nothing about it but come out and do a story right after the arrest. And when the civil attorneys call me, I'll give them my sources. And then you guys can get your own attorneys.
We're going to do a Brian Enton next.
It's wrong.
Adrian in the chat? I haven't seen Adrian. Okay. We're going to go pull up Brian Enton's most recent one real quick. Just bear with me, everybody. Thanks so much.
Clear picture of what most of the notes, the two notes say word.
Okay, this is what we're going to be
Thanks
talking
so much
about
for
the
checking
two
out my
notes.
show. Really appreciate everybody for watching. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed. You know, we've
Adrian
been
in the chat?
talking about, obviously, we've been talking about the Nancy Guthrie case now for almost 6 months. It's
we
almost
just
the
want to get a
6 month
quick
mark
recap
since
from
Nancy
Enton,
went
that's
missing,
all.
which is hard to wrap your mind around. But we've also been talking a lot about the ransom notes.
Okay, the
which
lab. I'll check out the
we
lab.
don't know whether they're real, and it's my understanding that they could be real or they could not be real, and that the FBI is still treating them as possibly being real. But we had like little snippets over the last couple of months that we've been reporting on. We now have a really clear picture of what most of the notes, the two notes say word for word. And in this episode, you're going to hear from famed retired FBI profiler Jim Clemente, who's going to go through them word by word.
Mama Bear?
And I mean word by word and line by line, and tell you exactly what stands out to him, which is a fascinating conversation because that is what these FBI profilers do. And you can imagine that is what the FBI profilers are doing behind the scenes right now with these notes. And there are things that jumped out at him from the notes that I never would have thought of ever. Things that he says show who the person could be, where the person could be, what their frame of mind was, and why they may not have even been about trying to get money from the beginning, why that may not be the motive. So you're going to hear my full conversation with Jim in a second, and he's always amazing kind of going through things like this and literally just like dissecting them. A little bit though of how and I'm going to read you the notes first. And again, some of them are going to sound familiar, some lines, but there's going to be lines that haven't been out until recently. And the way that these full notes came out is because there's a reporter, Brianna Whitney. She worked for a local station in Arizona. And remember, the local TV stations, several of them got the ransom notes. So the people who worked there were able to see the full notes. Many people. I mean, there were reporters that I met out there and they had all seen the note. And so she now she was on a Crime Junkie podcast where she now works, and she decided that
What's up, the Sparky stuff?
Reveal the full notes because she had the full notes from when she worked at the local TV station. I don't know what went into her decision to now think that it was the right time to do that, but she did, and so they're out there. And so let me read them to you, and then I'll get to my full conversation with Jim. So this is the first note.
I'll be right back. I gotta grab my
It
son.
says, "Hello, Savannah. We have your mother, Nancy. She is safe but scared. She will be held for ransom, and once payment is received, she will be released unharmed. We will be holding her for a maximum of 7 days," the note says. And the note demanded $4 million. Remember this part, we reported this in Bitcoin by 5 p.m. local time. That was Thursday, February 5th, with the demand escalating to $6 million if the first deadline was missed, with a final deadline of 5 p.m. February 9th. And this part is important. The money was demanded in USD. United States dollar, but apparently it was phrased as USD, which is going to come into play here in a second. Goes on, once payment is received to the Bitcoin address below, she will be released within 12 hours of deposit to a safe drop-off location back in Tucson. The note continued, if the payment is not received by the last deadline on Monday the 9th at 5 p.m., she will be killed. Your mother is aware of this and her life is in your hands. It is in the best interest of everyone to have this completed as soon as possible. You will not be able to contact me from here on out. There will be no negotiation. Do not play games. Law enforcement will not be able to help you. So that was the first note. That was the first one that came. Then remember, there was the second note, and this is what the second note said. We did not fully grasp the seriousness of her physical conditions. We never intended to hurt her. This was not our intention. She perished shortly after she was taken. We believe it was heart-related. She is buried in nature now. Nothing you could have done could have changed the outcome. We are truly sorry. So that was the second note. And you'll notice there's a real difference in tone there between the two different notes. So I want to play for you my full conversation, retired FBI profiler, Jim Clementi, who is going to dig into exactly what these mean. Hey, Jim, it's nice to see you. I appreciate
How you doing, Brian?
You for joining me. I wanted to ask you about these notes because, you know, we knew sort of bits and pieces, and we still don't have the full note, but we've known bits and pieces. We've reported bits and pieces, but this is really the best full picture we've had so far.
Yeah. It puts it in much better context, all the information that we had before. So I will say that there's a tremendous amount of information in these two notes.
And I want to kind of go through them with you in detail, starting with the first one where the person writes, "Hello, Savannah. We have your mother, Nancy. She is safe but scared. She will be held for ransom, and once payment is received, she will be released unharmed. We will be holding her for a maximum of 7 days." So that's the first part.
Right.
What stands out to you there?
Well, there's a whole bunch of things. "Hello, Savannah" that's a very strange salutation, and it's familiar. It is I think an attempt to sort of convey, we know who you are. And the very next line, you're going to see something that you see throughout these letters, which is, "We have your mother, Nancy." Well, she knows that her mother's name is Nancy. She knows that Nancy is her mother. She doesn't need both words. There's a lot of superfluous language in this. And generally, ransom notes are very terse. We have your child. We have your loved one. We want this much money. This is how you get it to us. Don't call the police. That's generally what they say. But this is very different. First of all, of course, it was sent to the media. So immediately it's available to the police, which is very strange. And I've talked to you about that before. But this overselling, she is safe but scared, those are obviously she's scared. Again, that's superfluous. Of course, Savannah would know that her mother is scared. She got woken up in the middle of the night by some stranger in a mask with a gun and dragged out of her house and then beaten and bloodied right on her front porch. Of course, she's scared. She will be held for ransom. Will be held. This is the future. This is 2 days after she was taken. Why is it in the future? Why is it not, we have her, we're holding her? It's will be held is very unusual here. And then once payment is received, she'll be released unharmed. First of all, she's already been harmed. We know that she has been attacked, that she had blunt force trauma to the face and by the blood stain patterns outside. So that's already a lie. But once payment is received, she will be released. This is how it works. Again, this is information they didn't have to convey, but they did. And then we will be holding her for a maximum of 7 days. Well, that's interesting because that directly contradicts what follows about the timeline that they give. And they say a maximum of 7 days, but then one of the deadlines is going to be the 9th, which is 8 days later. So there's a lot of internal inconsistency there. Again, part of that is because this is not some kind of professional. This is somebody who's bungling their way through this, and they're going to give away a lot more too.
Yeah, I mean, you made a few interesting points. We have your mother, Nancy. I'm just thinking if I was going to write a note like this, I wouldn't say your mother, Nancy. I would just say we have your mother.
Correct. Why? Or we have Nancy, because clearly Savannah, who this is addressed to, knows exactly who Nancy is, knows exactly who her mother is. Again, you're going to see this repeated over and over again.
And I'm going to get back to this question in a second, but I want to ask you, I'll ask you it again with another part that stood out to me. But do you think it, not like Chat GPT, but it almost seems like
it's very stilted language.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and later I think that also comes to
and maybe even like a non-English as a first language person or something who put it in a translator or something, you know?
Possibly, yeah. There are some weird things in here. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first part. And then, this reporter didn't read the middle part verbatim, which like makes it a little difficult to take apart the whole note without kind of knowing the context of the middle. But she described the middle, which is basically what we always know, what we already knew. She said the note demanded $4 million in Bitcoin by 5 p.m. local time Thursday, February 5th, with the demand escalating to $6 million if the first deadline was missed, with a final deadline of 5 p.m. Monday, February 9th. And the money was demanded in USD. Well, two things. First of all, does the USD stand out to you?
Well, I don't know how the wording is important. I don't know how that was done because it's listed in Bitcoin, which is not US dollars, right? But Bitcoin is based on US dollars. So I think that it could either be somebody who isn't born in the US, or it's somebody who's trying to appear more intellectual, more lofty than they actually are. And they're going to be here and other places, they use big words, unnecessary repetition. And I think you're going to see that over and over again. This is something that we've seen in some notes that were legitimate, some notes that were not legitimate. So if you could take this next part line by line rather than reading the whole thing, because there's so much.
Okay. Yeah. And just the only time I've ever said USD or heard USD, I think for me is when I've been traveling and it's like a currency exchange. Like someone will say like, oh, you have USD, you know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
It's not like something I would typically hear.
But it says 2 paragraphs lower, it says the fact that the note was addressed Savannah Guthrie by name and demanded payment in US dollars. Did it demand payment in US dollars or did it say USD?
USD. It said
where
USD.
do you see that?
That's actually what I've heard separately for a while. I just never reported it because I didn't want to report. I was trying to be cautious with it, but now that it's out there, I've heard that it was USD.
Okay, well, all right. So this is why it's incredibly important to do, if you're doing statement analysis, if you're doing analyzing these letters, to actually see the actual letters, because there's a lot of things that you can't tell from this. Not all the punctuation is there, not all the wording is there, not the pacing, the spacing. There can be unique aspects to those things that
guys
reveal information, and so we don't have.
Guys, real quick. Sorry, I had to step back. This is Jim Clemente. Subscribe to this guy's channel, James Clemente. He is absolutely awesome. He is phenomenal what he does. His name's James Clemente. He's an FBI profiler. Any case that you want, he is awesome. James Clemente, find him on X. I'm telling you, he breaks down things. He's so smart. Okay, I'll let this keep going.
That, but there's a lot here that we can still comment on.
Okay, yeah, let me keep going here. So, and we'll go through this next part line by line. Once payment is received to the Bitcoin address below, she will be released within 12 hours of deposit to a safe drop-off location back in Tucson.
Okay, so there's a lot of things here. Again, we have once payment is received, repeated. All right, and again, it's not necessary. They could have said once the Bitcoin is in the account, we'll release her within 12 hours. We'll drop her off in a safe place. But they're trying to speak in a way that seems very, again, sort of lofty and posh and not sort of baseline English language. She will be released within 12 hours. Obviously, that's an attempt to say that we're up to 12 hours away from where she was taken from. So we have to go a far distance to get there. I think that's obfuscation. That's trying to put it off. I think that's a complete lie. They wouldn't, if they were actually 12 hours away, then they wouldn't want people to know they were 12 hours away. All right. And so, and the back in Tucson is also an attempt to say, we're not there. That's not where we're from. So, again, I think it's to throw law enforcement off the scent.
It almost makes you wonder if the note's real, if the person was closer.
Right. Yeah.
And saying the opposite.
Absolutely. That's what I think is going on there.
And then the note continued, if the payment is not received by the last deadline on Monday the 9th at 5 p.m., she will be killed.
Okay, here's another repetition. Why do you need to say the last deadline on Monday at the 9th at 5 p.m.? Again, there's the contradiction that's more than 7 days, and they said they were going to hold her for 5 days, and then they repeat Monday at 5 p.m., and that's not necessary. They're spending more time doing this, and they're adding words that I think are all puffery. The one direct thing they say is actually passive. They say, she will be killed. They're not saying, we will kill her. They're saying, she will be killed. And that's a direct threat. It's meant to induce fear. It's meant to encourage payment. But again, it's passive. It doesn't sound like the threat isn't an active threat. The threat is not, I will kill her, we will kill her. So I think that shows a lack of commitment to that particular threat.
When you say lack of commitment, what do you mean?
When people communicate in this kind of situation, a lot of times they oversell, which happens a lot here, or they distance themselves from parts of the communication. And this...
Guys, this guy is, I can't stress it enough, this guy's a genius. James Clemente. He's an FBI profile for years. He doesn't post a lot. I hope you can get a lot of good things from him. I'm going to do the lab next. Okay, Michelle, we're going to have you on soon. Just give me 1 second. We're kind of wrapping this one up, and then we'll be on.
Lack of commitment here. She will be killed. It's in the passive tense. That appears to me to be a distancing from that. And so I don't believe that it is not as much of a threat as saying, we will kill her. So again, I don't know for sure if that is a language issue, but it is strange. It stands out to me that the one direct threat that they should be making is passive in nature.
Does that mean that maybe they didn't actually want to kill her?
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. They wanted the money. that's a possibility. There are other things that contradict that, but we can get to them soon.
So it continues. Your mother is aware of this, and her life is in your hands.
All right, we need to.
Yes.
You want to do that again, or does that not matter that I interrupted you?
Yeah, I'll read it again. It continues on. Your mother is aware of this, and her life is in your hands.
Okay, your mother is aware of this, of the fact that if you don't pay the money, that she will be killed. It's a natural conclusion to draw when you've been abducted and somebody's asking for money. That's the threat in a kidnapping. Kidnappings are for ransom, and obviously her mother is aware that she has been kidnapped. It's not new information, and her life is in your hands is projection. It is putting the blame on the victim's family versus putting the blame on themselves. So this helps them feel better, and it also is an encouragement to pay.
It almost feels like they keep kind of stating the obvious, but is that normal
overstating
on a ransom note?
No, it's not normal. It's something that you found in the John Benet Ramsey ransom letter, but that every legitimate law enforcement person that has analyzed that has said that this is not a typical ransom note and that it appears to be staged.
So it goes on here. It is in the best interest of everyone to have this completed as soon as possible.
Okay, so this is also something that we found in the Ramsey, the John Benet Ramsey ransom note. It is an indication of feminine authorship. When you talk about the best interests and show care about things, that typically tends to have feminine authorship. Tough guys don't generally speak in those terms. They might say, a male might say, you better do this immediately. It'll be catastrophic if you don't, but saying it's in the best interest of everyone. And why would the author of this think that it's okay, that they care about at all the best interest of the abductors, right? So what they're saying is it's in your best interest and it's in our best interest. Why? It's a very, very bizarre way.
So, guys, on a scale to 1 to 10, in terms of James Clemente and in terms of what I said to him, do you guys like James Clemente? Because I'm going to post. I always spread James Clemente out there. Obviously, everybody subscribes to Brian Enton. He's one of the GOATs. But what do you think about James Clemente? Do you guys like him? Do you think he makes a lot of sense? I'm just fascinated with the guy. I found him on Brian Enton, and I think he's great. Yeah, I don't like to get into playing other people's work and stuff like that. I mean, the Fair Use Act, you can comment and pause it, but I mean, it's much better if you just go there and watch him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know McDonald good. I don't. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Melly. Clemente is awesome. Yeah, I just like that. I know the streamers that I can post. I know the people. I know some
And
people.
again, just seems like it's stating the obvious.
Yeah,
this is just to get us caught up because it's James
It's in
Clemente.
the best interest of everyone to have this completed as soon as possible. Yeah, it's
but yet they give two alternating deadlines, two alternating amounts, and they they violate their own deadline, which was 7 days. So again, it's
Ted's
just
missing
filled with
wallet. Where were
contradictions.
you when I needed you?
It goes on, you will not be able to contact me from here on out.
Where is
Brian,
my wallet?
In these 2 letters,
It's gone. It's gone. My
they
wallet's gone
use
again.
plural pronouns 7 times. This is the only time they say me. Contact me. Why didn't they contact us? They say we, our, but they said me here. This is a slip up. This is an indication that it is one person who's writing these letters. It's one person, not a group. It's not a bunch of people. It's not 2 people. It's one person. They slipped up. They were using we, this royal we, to seem puffed up and bigger than they actually are, just like the language they're using. So that's a consistency. But here they messed up and said me because that's who they are, one person.
So you saying that, and then what you said about the previous line, the one person could be a woman, you think?
It's possible that I'm saying it's a woman or it's a male with feminine characteristics, feminine personality traits. That's all.
It goes on. The me. I hadn't thought about that. That it contact me from
Right.
here on out. That's strong.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's very strong. I think coupling that with what I've told you before about the coupling that with what I've told you before about the blood pattern analysis on the front walkway of the house. If there were more than one person there at that time, I don't believe she would have gone to the ground like she did, as is indicated by the blood spatter pattern. She was subjected to blunt force trauma to her face. She aspirated some of that blood, coughed it up when her face was very close to the ground. And if there were 2 people propping her up, 1, they would have been able to control her without having to hit her in the face. And 2, they wouldn't have let her drop to the ground. So I think that statement, you won't be able to contact me from here on out, I think that's indicative of there only been one person involved in this.
So, guys, real quick, someone said in the chat, is Enton in Tucson right now? Did he post it on X? I'm sorry to pause it. I'll continue this and then we'll have people on. Is Enton in Tucson? Hey, Teresa, what's up? Ted's missing wallet. Yeah, Ted's fan club is an imposter. Thank you, Ted, missing wallet. I saw you get my back in a lot of streams. I trust Maureen O'Connell. She respects him. So, yeah. Hey, Ted, hope your son is still feeling better. There's nothing worse than a sick child. Yeah, exactly. It's tough. But I love cuddling him. I love hugging him. I love everything about him. Yeah, and I'm back. I'm just doing a lot of religious stuff, too. And I try to do adventures and mix it up a little bit until there's some new breaking stuff. It's on YouTube. Yes, Enton is back in Tucson. Interesting. I wonder what he's doing back in Tucson. I'll have to do some digging after the show.
And then it continues. There will be no negotiation. Do not play games. Law enforcement will not be able to help you.
So no negotiation when they've already negotiated 2 different prices. They've set 2 different prices. It's sort of it's another contradiction. They're already saying, look, we're willing to take 4 if you get it to us fast, but if you don't, then we want 6. And but we're going to hold her for 7 days, but we're allowing you to take 8 days to get it. It's just, this is a whole bunch of just, it doesn't appear.
Welcome, new member P856. Thank you. Holy cow.
Totally legitimate because of the way that this is so inconsistent. Do not play games. That's reminiscent of the JonBenet Ramsey letter. It's very B-movie-esque. It's do not play games. What are you talking about? Their mother was assaulted, grabbed out of her bed in the middle of the night and assaulted and bleeding. What would make them think that Savannah Guthrie would want to play games here, and law enforcement will not be able to help you. Well, you, the sender of this letter, put law enforcement in play. Why would you do that when you have the opportunity to communicate directly with her? Or you could have left that note. If it wasn't an afterthought, you could have left that note at the scene, and they would have found it. They would have known about it. You could have said no law enforcement, and they may have been scared enough not to go to law enforcement.
Or they could have sent it directly to Savannah, like in, you know, social media, whatever.
Right, but I don't know. I'm not certain how they would hide that.
DI for the
it would
membership
lead to more tracing. I don't know, but you're right. And not playing games could be an indicator, you know, that they didn't want them to do what was actually done, which is sort of tickle the wire by depositing a small amount in the Bitcoin wallet. This is exactly what they told them not to do, and that's what was done.
Just the way those three sentences go, like, there will be no negotiation period, do not play games period, law enforcement will not be able to help you period. Like, it's so dramatic. It reminds me of almost like, this is a weird comparison, but almost like if I was writing a script for a story and I was trying to sound dramatic with like 3 points to end on. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. And that's why I referenced the JonBenet Ramsey letter, because there were actually quotes from 3 movies in that letter. And that it's an attempt at dramatics that no professional, no person who was actually extremely focused and motivated on getting millions of dollars would waste their time doing. And that's why these letters, although they may be legitimate in terms of coming from the person who abducted Nancy Guthrie, they may not be legitimate in terms of the fact that they actually wanted money. And again, this is something that I believe they indicated by sending it to the media rather than directly to Savannah.
There was a different motive behind the whole thing.
Well, that it indicates that it may very well have been. Because what in the end did they actually get? They didn't get any money.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they got something.
Well, they got
Savannah Guthrie to talk to them directly. They got her attention. They hurt her. That may have been what their intention was.
When it says hello, Savannah.
It does.
So let's go on to the second note, because this is now, and this one seems to be pretty much, we got, you know, she read the full thing here, I think.
Okay, but can you wait? Can you do it one line at a time?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Thank you, Frenchie. Good morning.
We'll go. All right. We did not fully grasp the seriousness of her physical conditions.
Okay, a couple of things that just jump out at me in statement analysis. They lose her name and her status. She's not Mother. She's not Nancy anymore. It's her physical conditions. They're distancing themselves from Nancy at this point. We did not fully grasp. Again, the we, when it's most likely a me, did not fully grasp the seriousness of her physical conditions. It's overselling. It is too many words. It is not how people generally speak. It is somebody trying to sound more intelligent and educated than they probably are. And they could have said, we didn't know how ill she was. But instead, they say fully grasp, seriousness, physical conditions.
Yeah, like who says physical conditions? It's a weird.
It is.
We never intended to hurt her. That was not our intention.
Right. Well, again, that is that's double speak. They repeated it. We never intended to hurt her is exactly the same as that.
Thanks, Melody, for 2 months.
Why are you telling us your intention twice back to back? You're wasting time. You're wasting words. You're overselling. And why would you say that when, in fact, one, you did attack her and hurt her on her own?
All right, we're going to bring on Michelle.
Hey, Ted.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. We want to break you on, like to kind of break down some of the things they're talking about. We're just going to let them play for a little bit longer, and then we'll get your opinion on some of this.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much. And then we'll pin your link in our channel thread to subscribe to Cases and Conversations, Heels on the Ground.
Thank you.
Kill her. How can you say that you didn't intend to hurt her when you wanted everybody to believe that you would kill her if you didn't get the money? Again, total contradiction.
And again, we and our.
Yes.
From,
plural.
Yeah, when we had the me, like that's interesting. And it seems like they're making the point to continue to use the plural.
Of course.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. And it was because instead of starting the sentence, in other words, every time they start a sentence, it's we, right? But the me was in the middle of the sentence. And so they forgot. They weren't focused on it. And that's what we do in statement analysis. We look for inconsistencies like that.
She perished shortly after she was taken. We believe it was heart related. Again, there's another we.
Okay. But she perished again, instead of died or passed, after she was taken. She was taken, not after we took her. Right? So this is another indication that it is somebody distanced from the actual abduction. This is something that could seriously undermine the connection. All right. She perished shortly after she was taken. By who? By you? Why didn't you say after we took her? Why the difference? When you got we right before, you got we right after. And we believe it was heart related? What are you talking about? I think that she did die shortly after she was taken. But I think that was because the one person had to get back to the real world. There was some obligation they had, and they had her locked up somewhere. And when they came back, she was dead. That is indicated when you feel, excuse me, the indication here is that they were not there when her death occurred. And we believe it was heart related. If she had a heart attack and they were present for that, there's indicators typically, there's pain in the jaw, there's pain in the left arm, there's pressure on the chest. There are things that could tell them what was going on. I don't think that this is the one part of these letters that really undermines the connection between the abduction and these letters and the demand for money.
The also perished is again a word that I don't know that I've ever used that word in conversation.
Right.
Or would ever even write that word.
Right. And I would say that this person wants to come off as being more intellectual.
Maybe ChatGPT you would.
They probably have a poor self-image, so they're trying to use big words. And they do have some, either a thesaurus or...
Whoa. Poor self-image, trying to use big words. I use ChatGPT all the time for big words. Come on, James. We were buddies, I thought.
I was just going to say, I feel like whoever...
being exposed.
They didn't write this themselves. They had ChatGPT write this. And that's why I'm thinking it could be someone who's not from around here. That's what I'm thinking. Right. They put all of their thoughts into chat, and they except perished and with nature. There's like a lot of not poetic, but there's a lot of interesting ways of they went about saying things, and that she died accidentally. It wasn't on purpose. Yeah. It just didn't seem like a straight up ransom letter is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I agree. Just the way it was laid out, especially so if I wrote, which again, I would never kidnap anybody, but if I wrote something, it would look like chicken scratch, where they would need a forensic profiler guy to even read what the hell that was wrote on the sheet. So like it had to be ChatGPT, because like you're buried in nature and all these like, you know, fluffy words where a lot of people thought at first it was like a poet guy, but I mean, come on, a poet guy is going to go abduct an 84-year-old grandma. What is he going to hang out with Ernest Hemingway and, you know, write another poem, you know? But
Exactly.
crazy. So, all right, let me play it and then we'll get your perspective.
Access to AI to get these words. But when you say perished, and when you're trying to oversell who you are and your education level, you're actually indicating the opposite, which they don't really realize.
She is buried in nature now.
Okay,
Nothing-
stop.
Okay. Yeah, let's stop there.
Do you want to say it again?
No, it's okay.
Okay. So we've talked about this before. Not only does it say she is buried in nature, it says now. The now is, again, superfluous. You don't need to tell us that. Obviously, if you state she's buried, we know that it's now. But in nature is a very stilted way of stating that.
And I'm sorry, I don't mean to interject. These guys are 100 times smarter than me. In nature, wouldn't it be like in the desert? When I think of nature, I just don't think of Arizona. I have family in Arizona. I know people that live in Arizona might think it's nature. When I think of nature, I think of green. I think of Midwest, out east. I think of forests. I look at Arizona as a desert. So if I'm saying, I would say she's buried in a desert. I feel like that's ChatGPT, like not like short circuiting or something in nature. Like, I don't know. I don't consider a desert that gets up to 130 degrees nature to me. But again, that's me being Midwest.
I totally agree. You're thinking a lot of greenery, and that's maybe they took her out, like, because I don't know if you remember in the note, they said like, we'll bring her back. I don't think she's in Tucson after kind of analyzing that ransom note to begin with.
Yeah, correct.
When you bury someone, there's either earth burials or water burials. And to say in nature is just, again, like perished. It's not something I've ever said in my life, and you probably haven't either. And most people who are reading this haven't. So this is something that does indicate potentially some kind of translator or AI function. However, I do believe that it is also consistent with this. I want to overcomplicate. I want to appear smarter than I am. I want people to sort of look up to me. I want Savannah to look up to me.
So she is buried in nature now. Nothing you could have done could have changed the outcome.
Now, this is an interesting statement because, again, it's a caring statement. It is letting Savannah off the hook. And that is also an indicator of a feminine personality. And there may be some remorse there. It is not rubbing her face in it. It is not telling her this was your fault. And like the first statement, which is in this letter, we did not fully grasp the seriousness of her physical conditions. They're trying to say that it was an accident and it was inevitable. And that may be setting up a defense if they're caught, but it also may be some indication that they care, and that's a feminine trait, and that they didn't want this to happen. They just wanted Savannah to know who they were, to talk to them.
And then it ends with, we are truly sorry.
Yeah.
Truly sorry.
Overselling, right? You don't have to add the truly. We are sorry is enough. But truly sorry is is trying to prove it. I swear to God, I'm telling the truth, rather than I'm telling the truth. So people who oversell, they're trying to convince you of the truth of what they're stating, rather than just stating the truth. And so that's something that stands out. But again, it may just be another indicator of a feminine personality that cares, that's not only cares, but feels it's important to convey that caring.
What's your sense, I guess, big picture here? Like, because from what we've reported, there seems to be some disagreement within the FBI. There's some people who believe the notes are real, and there's some people who don't think they're real, but they're still being treated as possibly being real.
Yeah, well, I think that it's very common for there to be contradictory theories on things when it hasn't been completely solved. My feeling is that unless there was a way for them to find out about the watch on the floor because they overheard a cop saying something on the radio, or there were pictures taken that were released somehow, you know, I don't know what the situation was like. Maybe you could tell me before these letters were received, the first letter was received, were there hundreds of media outlets at the scene before these letters came, or did that happen after these letters came?
There were a lot out there, but I don't know. I hadn't heard about the Apple Watch being found in a certain place.
No, I'm just saying, but if there's lots and lots of people there, then generally, you know, some offenders will want to come back and witness what they've created. You know, it's like fire starters watching the fire burn. People coming back to the scene of the crime to see what the cops know, that kind of thing. And is it possible that that information was gleaned at the time by somebody who wasn't involved, and they came up with this idea that, hey, I could get money out of this. I just found out some inside information, I'll use it. If it had been left at the scene, then that wouldn't have been an issue. That couldn't have been an issue. So there is room for it to have been faked completely, or it could be just that this person actually didn't have a monetary motive, and that the indicators are that the actual motive was to make a connection to Savannah and possibly hurt her very, very badly.
Yeah, I just think, and you've worked a lot with victims, I just think about what Savannah must be thinking and feeling, because in one sense, you want to maybe think that they're not real, because that could mean there was a different outcome, and maybe there's a small chance your mom is still alive. But then maybe you want to believe they are real because it gives you some closure.
Right. Well, just some knowledge, you know, what actually happened. And it is, you know, listen, I've worked, unfortunately, with families who never knew any details about what happened to their loved one. And that could go on for decades and decades. And that is very, very difficult to survive. So again, the inclusion of nothing you could have done could have changed the outcome. Again, it's very stilted, it's very lofty language, but it is intended to sort of let Savannah off the hook. And that sounds like somebody who cares, and that sounds like somebody who has more feminine aspects to their personality.
If this is someone who wants to hurt her, kind of from the first note that came, how do we reconcile that with then an apology at the end of the second note?
I think because they already got what they wanted. They did get her attention, and they hurt her, and she talked to this person directly. That was actually what they were interested in. There's no indication they want money after she passed away. In the second note, they've completely abandoned that. They didn't say, because you didn't pay the money, she died. They didn't do that, right? So I think that's another indication that that wasn't, if it was a motive, it was not the primary motive, and they already accomplished the primary motive.
They also could have just disappeared.
Absolutely.
If she died,
without saying
just
anything.
why even, I mean, you're kind of exposing yourself again to law enforcement.
Right, but let me put it this way: there's a lot of undoing that happens in crime scenes, in serial murder cases and violent crime cases, where sometimes the offender will cover the victim's face because they don't want to look at what they've done, or they'll redress a victim, or they'll clean them. And again, that's what we call undoing, which is sort of an indication of remorse. They wanted to hurt her, and when they saw how much she was hurt, oh geez, that wasn't exactly what I intended. I thought it would just get her to know who I am. If you remember, again, it was in the John Benet Ramsey case. John Mark Carr, who was clearly not a suspect in the murder, was flown in a ridiculous move by the district attorney from like Singapore.
What's up, Fin Fan?
First class, drinking champagne. And what did he say? I wrote to Patsy, and it's my information that she did read my letters, that she did know about me. I mean, he's indicating right there what he's looking for is the attention. And I think the same kind of indicators are here in this, in how this message was conveyed, and also in the contradictions that are connected, and also in the contradictions that are contained in both letters.
As always, really appreciate Jim for taking the time to talk with me. He's awesome. I mean, you can tell. I mean, he sees things that we don't see.
You take it for Brian. Even Brian says he's awesome.
His work history in the FBI. So we'll see how things develop. I mean, the last I heard from my sources was that things are sort of status quo, still no suspect, but you just hope that they're making some kind of progress behind the scenes, especially with the 6-month mark coming on Saturday. Will officially be 6 months since Nancy went missing. So you guys know I'll stay on top of the story. Any new developments that come out, I'll let you guys know right away.
Thank you.
I appreciate everybody for watching.
Sorry, guys.
Appreciate everybody who's subscribed to the channel. That really helps me grow the channel. And I'll talk to you guys later.
Love you guys, everybody. Okay, so Michelle, what would you like us to go over?
So I have a lot of notes, Ted.
Okay.
I have a lot of notes. You have no idea. Oh, Shibby, come on.
Oh, he's in? Where is he?
He's in the chat. He said, hi, everyone. He's probably just waking up.
Come on, Shibby.
Yeah, we've been up. We're making, there's a lot going on. Anyway, I just want to chat with you briefly. So obviously we all know about the Savannah interview that she let out yesterday. We watched that over and over again, trying to pick apart little details. To me, at first, I originally thought, okay, maybe she paid the ransom because she said, we have done our part. But again, after that, so yesterday I'm thinking, okay, they paid the ransom. They've done their part. She's making it very clear that they did what they had to do. But then you have TMZ that came out with another video today, which they have made it very clear that the Savannah has not paid any of that ransom money. The only money that has been put into the Bitcoin wallet was what the police have put in, which was I think like $150, the FBI. To me, he kind of made that very, very clear too. He pointed that out saying, they only put X amount of money into that wallet. Savannah Guthrie has not put any money into that. He made that very clear. And to me, it made me almost feel as if he pointed that out on purpose because to kind of say like, why haven't they put money forward? In my opinion, that's just how I personally took it. Cause the way he pointed that out, I was just like, I don't know. Also, basically Harvey said in there that there's no news. Shibby, welcome. Good morning.
Shibby!
Hey, good morning.
What's up?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I know.
In the afternoon.
Ah.
I
I've
literally
been
woke up 10
sending
minutes ago.
Shibby like the text this morning going, there's a lot going on.
Oh, did you send me text? I didn't even look. Sorry.
I did. Which
Yeah,
one did you end
I
last
typically will
night?
text. I'll text Dee Dee really early in the morning, like at 3, 4 a.m. And then Shibby will get my random Tourette text about 7, 8, 9 in the morning. And then if
I
he
get a
gets
thumbs
up
up.
and has to run to the restroom, he'll be like, "Oh, what are you doing?"
I get those random, when people give you the thumbs up and ha-has on your text, like 10 hours later at 3 in the morning from Ted or so.
Yeah.
Did you end at 3 last night, Shibby?
I don't even remember.
You guys went for like 12 hours.
We did. We did.
Yeah, he's Lance Armstrong, but without the illegal drugs in him.
No.
Literally.
I got 3 balls, not just 2. I'm just kidding. I'm
Well,
only kidding.
Shibby,
Oh my God.
did you get to see anything that I sent to you? I don't know if I sent you the videos or not. But there's been a lot going on since you left yesterday.
What has happened?
So basically, this morning we woke up to them saying that, well, of course, we had Savannah's interview of what she said to the public yesterday, begging for someone to come forward, saying that they did their end. And then the second half of it today, you had Sheriff Nanos on NBC's Today Show. And what he stated, what I thought was interesting, he said, we have so much DNA to sort through. And we have so much in terms of video evidence to look at. I'm still positive we're going to solve this case. But on the other side of that, TMZ also came out with another video. And in TMZ's video, they confirmed that there has been no ransom money paid. So basically shutting down the thought and theories of people saying they thought that Savannah put money into that wallet because, she's like, we did our part. And on the other half of that, he also said that there's no new investigations or breakthroughs in the case right now. And that he basically ended off saying that it's a cold case. So you have Nanos on one hand saying that they're still filtering through DNA and video evidence. And then you have TMZ on the other end saying that there's no new leads and that it's basically a cold case. And that there was no money ever put into that Bitcoin wallet besides what the law enforcement's put in from the beginning.
Wow, that's a lot to take in. I knew we'd hear from Nanos. I knew it would spur him.
You said you did call that, and I didn't think we were going to, but honestly, you're now kind of at like a double-edged sword because it's kind of like, who do you believe now? So you have TMZ who's claiming they have been chatting with law enforcement. They're saying there's no new leads, nothing else that they're looking into. And then on the other hand, you have Nanos claiming that there's still more DNA and that there is more video footage that they're filtering through.
More DNA he's talking about besides
Yes.
the strand that he's trying to.
And that's my point. To me, originally they said there was one strand of hair that they originally sent to their Florida labs and that came back with nothing. And now the FBI has it. And obviously they sent to their labs, Quantico, correct? So
Yeah, because he sent it to the wrong lab first, right? And then they wanted to
Yes.
bring it to.
So I'm trying to understand why Nanos is now speaking, saying that they have additional DNA and footage, but then you have TMZ basically shutting it down and also noting the only reason why Savannah spoke was because Saturday will be 6 months since Nancy has been missing.
Jeez.
6 months have gone by.
Oh God, it feels like an eternity. It feels like I said earlier, every day feels like Groundhog Day. And then this is going to be the dumbest question of the hour, but is the doormat still there in the front
I don't
door?
know. You have to take a look next time you go.
Yeah. Huh. Man. That is, does anybody in the chat know that? Is the doormat still there?
Probably.
Okay. There might be crickets.
No.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on, James Clemente? Michelle, was that your first time hearing from him? I've been a pretty big fan from him. I found him from Brian Enton at the very beginning of the case. And I think he was either on Brian Enton or like Brian Enton and had another guest. And I just thought he was so like on point and very, by the book and like was just so Johnny on the spot. And I don't know if you got the same reaction from me or maybe you came in a little bit late while he was talking, but I love the guy. And he doesn't show up on many podcasts. I mean, he shows up on Enton, but he kind of stays out of the limelight a lot, you know, because he's retired and, you know, just kind of his kind of personality.
So I hopped in kind of halfway through that. But what I did take from it, I thought he was great. What I took from it too was he was saying that it was like a female personality that was coming forth. He felt as if, to
Interesting.
me, yeah. And to me, I feel like either way, like we chatted about earlier, I do think this was a ChatGPT response. He also said he felt like there was remorse coming out of those letters. Basically, that person wanted to hurt Savannah and they felt like they already did hurt Savannah. So they were kind of remorseful in that second letter. To me, I don't necessarily think they understood quite what they were saying, because like I said, I personally don't think it was someone from around here necessarily. Maybe English isn't their first language. So it could go either two ways for me. Maybe English wasn't their first language. They were using ChatGPT to create this. Or my other side of this would be, it would be a woman that was writing on behalf of the kidnappers who did it. So say it was like a group of 3 men, and then they had this woman who was either the wife or someone who also was a part of it that maybe wrote these letters. So
oh God, sorry.
No, you go.
I just wanted to jump the gun. Sometimes I'll have Dee Dee help me when I want to like write a paragraph or something. So I'll have her do the GBT or GBT, and then she'll send it back to me and ask me for funny things. So that's just funny you said that. And then Shibby, you weren't on here. One last thing. They're saying nature, and me and Michelle were talking about, you know, ChatGPT doesn't know nature. It thinks it's the Midwest. It thinks it's like leaves, you know, the desert. I don't think of the desert as nature to me. Now, I don't live in Arizona.
You just stumbled on something though, because you not only did you have a female help you, you had a female help you use AI. So it's going to know her when she uses her computer versus you.
Her lingo, how she says things. Yeah.
So when Dee Dee does it so that's a good, you stumbled on something accidentally there. You don't even notice it. Like say a female had a male employee. Like if you had a young male and he's like sitting on his computer doing all these weird things off hours, and then he uses his ChatGPT to write a paragraph for his female boss, it might come off like a teen boy, you know, like, so this is a good thing you just stumbled on.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's definitely, there's more to this. I also think there's a lot of different parts to this. I think that there's many different hands that are involved within the case. So I'm just hoping, because there's additional people now involved, I just hope someone will come forward with something.
Right. And then what are your thoughts on, I want to know both of you, what are your thoughts? And I know a lot of people are saying maybe family or inside job, but what are your thoughts of just the everyday workers on the property, right? The handymans, the electricians, the roofers, the abandoned construction houses. And then my other question is, I've always thought there was a safe there. And I don't know if Alex and JLR were the ones that initially got me to think that, but do we know if she had a safe in the house? I mean, I know they've told us nothing, but maybe they came in for a safe. Maybe they, right? I mean,
and that's what we want to know. Like, was this a kidnapping / burglary? So was this person that went in and took a whole bunch of stuff out from Nancy as well as taking Nancy? Or was this like a burglary gone bad where they were going in there to originally just take whatever they could from Nancy and she died by accident, and maybe these ransom notes aren't as active as we thought and they're not returning her because there's DNA on her body. I mean, there's so many different ways to look at this.
Like, what are you doing? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Jibby, go ahead.
I was going to say, before you move on, every time you guys talk about workers and that, I always picture a worker leaving a latched window open or an access point that nobody will see. So then he can either tell somebody or come back himself to get in easily. So. Right.
You know, it reminds me, my days in Chicago, a lot of times they would mark the house. So a lot of like, and I'm not like discriminating against people with their job professions, but a lot of people that are working on houses, they would leave something in the front yard or spray it to be like, this is the house we're targeting. We have this latch unlocked, like you're saying. And then how did it take 48 minutes? Now, if you're going through that door and you're trying to use like a breacher that the Navy SEALs use and you're trying to blow the door open or something crazy, What are they doing in there for 48 minutes with somebody that probably had a heart attack from the pacemaker? It was immaculate. What could you, I mean, I think you're going after a safe, you're looking through jewelry, but then they said everything was immaculate. What would you rummage through everybody's drawers and then sit there like you work at Express Jeans and start folding stuff and putting things away and dusting? I mean, come on, it's one person in there.
Food.
How was it 40? Yeah, making food.
That's a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. You make a hamburger helper.
They also assaulted her. There's a lot of that goes on in Tucson. As we saw last week, there was another essay that happened. And I'm not saying that anything is obviously the same as what happened in Nancy, but there is a lot that goes on there.
Now, before you move on from that, also, it does sound macabre. It does sound sadistic, but I've seen on YouTube, there are young people, young men that have an old lady thing, like an old person thing, an age thing. And imagine it's a good old boys small town. So I always thought, like in Delphi too, the Delphi murders, that they would lie about what actually really happened to the girls, because being murdered and being kidnapped or missing is bad enough, that they'd want to add more to their memory and legacy to tell us the details of what really went on. So I have a feeling that they do it almost innocently, and they don't realize how it snowballs out of control. They get to the ME, they say, listen, don't say this was there, or don't say this happened, to protect their memory and legacy. Possibly.
So, and what you're saying kind of brings me back to, at first I thought the guy might have been high. Then a lot of people were like, no, he wasn't high. He broke that branch and kind of got the nest thing done. But to essay an 84-year-old woman, now I'm kind of thinking, if that did happen, I know we're just speculating, but is this guy on some type of drugs? Like,
honestly, I think so.
Right? Because that's your target. And again, I got nothing against, there's beautiful 84-year-olds, there's beautiful 90-year-olds, 100-year-olds.
No, of course. But
is he
also,
on something like?
Porch guy didn't appear to be on like a meth type of deal, but he would be on something possibly, right?
He's too slow moving. Maybe some ecstasy or something, because he was touching the door. Like he looked like he was really
there you go. Like feeling
like
all the
painkiller type.
Yes.
Painkiller type of abuse of drug, not like not meth, because he wasn't tweaking type of deal. I didn't feel.
And then what happened with so before I went to Tucson, and again, this is me and Shibby, this was from months ago, but I'm sure they looked into it. Obviously, the FBI is 1,000 times smarter than like me sitting here online. But what about all the searches they did about Nancy? Does she live with somebody? Nancy's bank account. Does Nancy have a surveillance? The one Nancy search on Google Trends that was located in Colorado Springs. Nancy, I remember I wrote down an entire list. Do you remember that about somebody in December and January typing stuff about Nancy on Google search?
Right. Remember, we were doing the searches. What was that again? We were searching
Google Trends, on YouTube. So you got to do Google Trends on YouTube. Now you can get yourself really lost in the weeds, because I can type in Nancy Guthrie. Savannah Guthrie, I can type in all day and a million people are going to look for her, right? Nancy Guthrie is somebody that is just not on your mind. It's not someone that's going to be searching 30 to 40 times.
Where are those searches?
Kidnapping.
Did you save them? Because we were finding things like security camera, weird things.
Also, someone just said granny porn and essay is a global problem, and it has nothing to do with beauty or sex. Their mind is extremely sick. And I feel like you hear that a lot over there in Tucson, because there's a lot of retired.
Hey, Max, what's up?
YouTube. Hey, Max.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. Put Max's channel in the if you could pin his channel in our whatever it's called, our little chat thing. We want to keep getting him subscribers.
Thank you.
Hi, Sheila.
Yes, you're right. So this granny, I don't even know if I can say that, but the granny
the granny
let's find a good term for this.
Monopoly Man does Texas?
Fetish, maybe.
Yeah,
fetish. Yeah. But I've seen it. So what would be a good way, a nice way to call it, so we don't disrespect, I guess, too much?
It's disgusting. Yeah.
An interest in elderly.
The interest in elderly. That's good.
I was going to say, whoever brought that up, I know you read the comment, Michelle, but I have heard that in Nevada, it's very popular. The most popular women in brothels are older women. So there's definitely an interest in that out there. I watched an interview once where a woman went into a huge brothel that's woman run and woman owned. And the women who were elderly were saying that they were some of the more popular women. So there is an interest in it that's very, very big.
And with the interest, and again, I say this in the most respectful way, but obviously the older you get, like the more wiser you get. So I'm not going to flat out and say it, but is it an interest because of the person kind of has a little bit more experience than someone that doesn't? Is it like a sick thing? Like, or, I mean, I guess I'm answering my own question here.
It could be money too. Like if like an
money
has a lot of money and they feel like this is going to be like my
great point.
Yeah. She's going to be my caretaker.
Right.
Or just men with mommy issues who want a woman to kind of make them, you know, if you
want to play video games,
you might seek that out in someone else.
Video games. They can play video games all day.
Mommy issues.
Mommy
that for a sociopath, I mean, that's pretty big with the mommy issue type kind of, you know, thing they do where they have a bad background and it's kind of going against their mother. I believe, what serial killer was that? Oh, the Golden State Killer had a major problem about his ex-wife being older and not liking her, and he had mommy issues, and he did things in the bedroom, which I can't get into, but okay.
Yeah,
there's a very smart take.
There's definitely an interest out there. I mean, I pray to God that's not what's going on for Nancy. That's just terrible.
With the 48 minutes, it's really I don't know.
Yeah, like what else were you doing if you weren't robbing and taking anything out of the house? That's my concern. The place isn't
ransacked. Yeah, the place should be ransacked.
But they said it wasn't, correct? When they went in there, there was obviously
hey, Crystal.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hello,
I don't think we've ever met. I'm Michelle.
Hey, I was on once before with you, but I wasn't on camera. And I think you weren't you in Bricks by Bricks the other night too in the chat?
No.
Okay,
wait, I think I was in I don't know where I was. Maybe I was.
Okay. That's okay. I just wanted to pop on real quick. I know y'all were asking some questions earlier about the other DNA and stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay, so they did have the unrooted hair, but they also had mixed DNA that they were unable to, you know, that was giving them a hard time. That's separate from the rooted hair. So I think that's kind of
really.
Yes. So I think that is what Nanos is referring to. It's probably like, you know, touch mixed DNA or something like that.
Blood together or saliva mixed in with blood and
or sweat or anything like that. So that is separate from the unrooted hair. Also, with what Savannah was saying about we did our part. I saw that Harley had put out a post saying that he thinks it's where she put out the $1 million reward, and that's what she did. So that's her part. Whatever. I'll keep my opinions to myself. And then also the mat. I think it was Mark the Shark or it was Jacob. Okay. It was one of them that said that Annie and Tommaso had changed that mat out. This was a couple months ago. When everybody was still in town. But they had changed that mat out themselves when the house was released back. Also, what else was it? Sorry, I'm trying to catch back up.
Do we know how we know that were they seen taking the mat? How do we know that it was changed?
I don't know if they got it on camera.
Okay.
But I know that one of them did say that they saw them take the mat. Okay. I don't know if it was live.
Mm-hmm.
So I find that very interesting. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say they took the mat, like, so the FBI or Pima County didn't consider that mat then part of the crime scene where it was just like you can just take it and put it in your hatchback and drive off type of thing?
Just like they did the freaking flower pots. The flower pots that held the back doors. They were seen, and that was on live. Right. They just threw them in the back of a truck and no gloves, no nothing. They weren't, police. They looked like they were literally about ready to take them on over to Annie and Tommaso's. And
so you're saying law enforcement has that mat?
No, they don't have that map.
Well, who took it? You said somebody
Annie
saw
and
them
T.
take it.
A&T. They
Oh,
switched it
okay.
out.
So after it was released back to them, they kind of just like
Yes.
taking it. Oh,
Yes.
I didn't.
And let's see, what else was it? What else were you guys talking about?
Can I ask you real quick? And I don't mean to interrupt, just with the DNA, because I was listening and then I was trying to write at the same time. So we have the hair that they're trying to extract, but then we have the touch DNA. So there's two different ones.
We don't know if it's touch DNA, but there was a mixed DNA that was getting sent to IgG. And yes, and we are waiting for results that could take up to a year to even get those. But I think and then also with Nanos saying that they are still combing over a lot of evidence and footage, that is, in my opinion, that is purely just where people are calling in with more tips. That's not really necessarily anything of merit. That could just be, like little things, but like camera footage, all that stuff. I mean, that's over 90 days. So I don't even think that they could get that after 6 months. Can they? That's a question I would like to know.
That's a great question. So
yeah, the map was never taken by police.
Yeah, the mat was never taken by police. Yeah, that just blows my mind. And I know that's been going on now for 4 or 5 months. People have been talking about that. But then for you to tell me, hey, we're just going to put it in our hatchback and drive off, it's just kind of like, what's going on there?
Yeah. But now I do remember them putting that white tent up. Now, I don't know what they did behind the scenes of that white tent. But I know some people were saying that they could have gotten the DNA off of the mat that way. I highly doubt it. I think they would have taken the mat because it's what, a pound or two to do the vacuum forensic process versus, trying to do all that. I think they were trying to I know they got the bracket that day from what the camera was on. And, they probably got like some more swabs or something, but I mean, it's hard to tell. But they did not take that damn mat because I lost sleep over that mat. I'm still mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, that
was odd to think about. Why are you not replacing or changing anything else, but you're just changing the doormat at the house? Like, I don't know if anyone had seen it, but I'm wondering, like, did they just rip it apart and that's why it was messed up? But why would that be the one thing you're concerned about? Let's fix this at mom's house. So that's something weird.
Well, that also brings us back to why this high-tech security now before mom goes missing. I mean, none of it makes sense. None of it. So
I don't believe they didn't have way more cameras. Obviously, there's got to be more.
Well,
especially
he
if Brian
talked
Enton
about
released. Yeah, Brian Enton said that they talked about seeing person movement on camera that triggered the cameras, but then not until the 10th, 8 days later, did they either received it or released the Google video. So if they just received the Google video on the 10th to release, then they shouldn't know about person movement on camera. But I have a feeling they had it and just didn't release it. So at that time.
Mm-hmm.
What did they do about the camera that was on top of the roof? Remember the white camera that they noticed? Maybe it was like month 2. They're like, oh, there's a camera up on the roof. You guys remember that?
Your guess is as good as ours. I mean, there hasn't been anything else released on it.
But they said there's additional camera footage. Well, Nano said that, so who knows if it's actual real, but he did just say in that interview that they were filtering through additional camera footage. So is that inside of the house, behind the house? Is it streets, like from other people's Ring cameras? I know that they said like there was an outage that night, but potentially they were able to capture additional footage. Or is he just speaking on his ass, excuse my language, and just trying to do an interview after Savannah just did one to kind of say anything?
Well, you have to think about how Nanas words things, and how he has this entire time. In my opinion, I don't think it's any of the cameras at Nancy's. For one, there's no way that they can. I know there's no way that they can get any more off of those because it's been way too far without a subscription. I think he's just talking about footage that they still have left over that they haven't went over yet. Or again, new
inside the house?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with Nancy's house at all. I think it's just footage that, maybe the neighbors or down the street or, something like that. I don't think it's anything of merit especially if they're letting Nanos run with that. I mean, he's a freaking idiot. He is an idiot.
Yeah.
I think he was
No,
kind of
but the-
talking out of his ass, like
There's
Melanie
security
said.
cameras, guys.
Huh?
How is it going to take 6 months to comb through that much footage? I mean, let's say 5 months, because I'm guessing it took them a while to get it all. But how are you not able to work with all the resources and the assistance of the FBI and people who are trained and their entire job is to go through this video footage? How is there no
And
solution?
how long could it be
Yeah.
that it's taking all
Yeah.
of this time to?
Yeah.
It can't be that much.
It doesn't
Exactly.
seem correct. It
It
doesn't
can't
seem
be. I mean, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying I think he's just saying that to kind of bait people. I don't actually believe that they're still
Mhm.
combing through footage. And if
Unless-
they are,
Yeah.
then those people need to be fired or reassessed.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless he's trying to say that somebody else has sent more camera footage in. But like I said, it's almost 6 months in or 6 months out.
Mhm.
I don't even know if it's possible for them to even get that footage.
Mhm.
And
from
what if they
anywhere.
release
Jump in on
it
earlier.
if it
Wait.
was potentially going to help the public solve it
Oh.
or answer a little bit more questions? You think they would definitely show a little bit more, especially if they had some sort of footage of maybe taking Nancy out of the house? Because that's been the main question. People are like, there's no proof of Nancy ever even being taken out of that house before, besides the blood on the front porch. But there's been so many questions. Was this even a kidnapping?
Right.
We have no proof, no evidence of that. So we're really we're working with the bare minimum. So
Mhm.
also, if there was a way to even provide evidence of maybe clearing Tommaso and Annie's name to say, here's the footage of them bringing her back home and getting her inside the house, don't you think they would reveal that? That should not affect the case at all. There's a lot of things that they really should be clearing up.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
and that's
agree.
why I almost think it's a little fake too, like you're saying, because like when you look at the Idaho 4 with Brian Koberger's Elantra, they had that in a small town like Moscow, Idaho. They
Yeah.
had that clip really quick. And here we are with those two cars, those two still frame shots in the middle of the night. It's not like there's a million cars driving around the highway. All those gas stations, all those residential buildings have security cameras. We have no other photos than those two cars that are speeding by in a still frame after 6 months. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense, you know?
Well, if you go by what they have told us, and we want to believe the timeline, which nobody wants
Yep.
to believe the timeline because it's bullshit. But if we do go by the facts that they provided, who was the last one to see him? Who was the first one to turn up at the scene before the police? Family. And
Family.
I know none of us want to go that route. None of us want to think that, we've gotten a lot of hell over it, but at the same time, you can't ignore what has been provided. You can't ignore that. And then, Chris Madonna, 90% chance that it's the last person that sees them. And then with them having the car for that long, putting it back together, I don't buy that crap for a minute, because how long can it take to put a car back together? 2-3 days tops? What
Yeah,
about the
that's
other?
way
That's
too
a
long.
great point.
What about
I
the
could
other
paint a
30?
car. I could paint a car and modify it faster than that.
Exactly.
And even remember
That was
with
way too
Luke's
long.
car, they had that like huge tarp up where they didn't want to see us what was coming in and out of that. What did they also get from Luke's car that they haven't been able to provide to the public? They also never gave us any reason for his arrest or taking him into custody. Was it just because that he pinged nearby, or that he had basically similar eyes as the masked man? That's a question that I think about. It's like, why haven't you told us the reasoning behind this? What made you think that? And we never got that information.
Never.
Right.
But they
Mhm.
wanted to
Did
make
they-
this big spectacle to throw him under the bus, but they don't want to clarify or clear anything up. And I think that's kind of redundant, because here they are, Nanos is clearing the family when their car is still in, being combed over. And then yet here's Luke, and then, they're not confirming or denying if he is a suspect. So it just doesn't make sense. This entire case, like, we don't even know if anything really did happen to her, like you said. We don't know if there was indeed something that happened. Did it even really happen on the 31st? Think back at Nanos and all the mistakes he was saying that he was there on the 30th, along with the paperwork, saying the 30th. Was that really an accident, or did it really happen the day before? And they just, they didn't call it in or whatever. I don't know. Just things to think about. That it's their fault we're speculating.
And
Nothing's
yeah,
adding up.
yep. And we were saying that earlier about if the family would have got ahead of it and kind of told their story a little bit, because with social media, we're gonna pass opinion and pass judgment on you pretty quick. And I keep going back to that Hoda interview with Savannah, where Savannah at the very end, and I don't want to sit here and blame family members, but it almost seemed like somebody knew something, because she wanted to say something, and the way she was saying, it took them, I don't want to put words in her mouth, but from what I remember, she was almost like not crying for help, but she was like, yeah, and it took them and they called the hospital. I don't know if we have that clip. Do you remember at the very end where it almost was like someone trying to tell you like a tip in a way, like saying they did this and that, but I don't know why it would take like this, but she was proper. God, I forgot how that sequence of events went. And before you hopped on, Crystal, we were talking about, like, say if my mother went like missing or kidnapped, and I was at her house and I drove her home last. Well, what would they do at her house? They would check the food we ate. They'd reach out to relatives to see if there was like money problems. Was there any aggravation between me and her? They would check the house. I mean, they wouldn't spend days and days and then have us. I don't know. It just seemed, I don't want to blame the family, but it just seemed like, even what Michelle was saying, how long they were there. But that one Hoda interview, it was weird. The last 3 minutes, it was like she was trying to tell us, like, maybe someone's blackmailing them. Maybe somebody, is saying something and she doesn't want to. I don't know. Are we able to play that? Or I guess I'm in control of the stream here.
Which one it is? Can you, I'll look for it. Let me know.
Well, I just, because Crystal does a really good job, and so does Michelle, like picking apart.
Which interview?
Savannah and Hoda from a few months ago.
The long one, like a half. Okay, I'll find it.
Yeah, it was like at the very end, though. It was really weird, where she was either talking about like, hey, they called the hospitals, but I was like, why did you wait? I don't know. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but something was a little off.
It was a miss. Yeah, I agree with
you. I
have
it close in my history, so I'll look, Shibby, and email you if so.
Thank you.
Send me a link if you find it. Also, I wanted to touch base before we move on. We're kind of jumping through a lot of things here. With the cameras. Remember how you mentioned the cache stuff? I just wanted people to understand that the cache, that the reason why the Nest camera needed the subscriptions, because it had like the cache is like in the system files. It's like temporary files it just remembers, and if you get them before they're overwritten. But if they had other cameras, I would like to recommend and suggest that I have those cameras, and I don't have the subscription. I don't need it because I have 128 gigabyte. You can even put a 256 gigabyte those little SD cards in them. So that hold up to at least 4 to 5 weeks. So if they did something like that, so you don't need the subscriptions. But what we're always talking about is the cache stuff in that Nest Cam. So
yeah, I know. And you had me the other day. I flew out to where you live. I was trying to take one of your cars, and a big bright flash strobe light was on me, and all these security cameras. I'm like, what the heck, Shibby? I'm just trying to take your car from a joyride. Leave me alone.
No, I saw you coming from just down the street. No, I know you're just kidding.
Well, also they said if they got in there any earlier, like they said from Kash Patel's interview, they didn't allow us in until 4 days after the initial call came in. So Pima County Sheriff was there. They could have why didn't they, like Max, you said this the other day, why didn't they contact Google and try to get everything that they could from the cloud? They must have
that's known. Referring about the cache stuff. That's referring to the cache stuff.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why? It almost feels like they dropped the ball on purpose here, and I'm not really sure why. That's what I'm saying. It feels like there's a cover up within the Pima County Sheriff's Department on top of everything that's going on with Nancy, and that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Do y'all mind if I bring something up about? I know y'all have already covered it. I'm so sorry, but about what Savannah put out yesterday.
No,
come on,
feel free.
So who actually goes and says the word, what was it? I just completely forgot. When your missing mother is out there and you want to say that this is a, dang it, y'all, come on, help me.
I think I wrote it down.
Wait. Thank you. Who in the hell says that?
Mm-hmm.
Who refers to their missing mother as a situation? That went all the way through me.
Do you think it's because she doesn't know, like how we're talking about Was something happening with SA? Was something happening where they abducted her? Did she never come home to the house? Do you think that's why she's being oddly vague, because she doesn't want to confirm anything?
But use a different word, a situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Situation. I mean,
Like that's like a situation, like a relationship. Like
Yeah.
they're having, like we don't know what we're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
right.
I think
God.
Predicament,
media training.
horror,
Almost any other
Nightmare.
word would do better than
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
I don't know, that just ran all the way through me and just, I don't know.
And also yesterday she said about they've fulfilled their part.
Mhm.
They've fulfilled their part of the, I almost think, honestly, in my opinion, I believe there's been a more correspondence after all these notes. There has to have been. Plus, why would you wait this long? I feel there's been something recent within a week, or even last Friday or Thursday, there's been correspondence with somebody to spur this. Maybe even it's another person trying to fake to take advantage of the situation to get Bitcoins or whatever.
I think
feel-
said there hasn't been any more communication. Correct me if I'm wrong, Michelle. I know that you sent me the video, but didn't TMZ say that there was no further communication?
Right,
what
but
they have been
why does it
told
have to be with TMZ? Who are they?
Well,
Yeah.
they said they're contacting like someone within law enforcement who's working actively on the case. They said they contacted them, and they're stating that there's been no further contact and all of that.
Yeah, TMZ is saying that, but I mean,
Yeah. What's actually going on? That's what I'm trying to understand. What do we believe here? Do we believe Nanos, or do we believe TMZ? That's basically saying now it's a
now
cold
also
case.
I didn't hear his statements, so has he played them? Where do we see them? Because I've just woken up.
It's a 2-second clip. Max, I actually just sent you the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
you wanna
we
send
do
that
that
to
video
me?
and then just the last 5 minutes of that Hoda thing. I know
Mhm.
I know you guys probably want to kill me about that, but
No, I'm curious to watch that too.
I don't
put
have
the
any
whole-
emails yet.
Oh, I
but
just
yeah, no, I definitely want to hear what Michelle's saying first, and then
Yeah.
Crystal.
Yeah, because I'm
Crystal,
going to have
before
to
you-
get off here in about 5 minutes because I have another live at 5,
Oh
but I
my
got to talk it
God,
over.
busybody.
maybe
I
play.
know
put it in
everyone.
the
We're
private
going on
chat.
at 6:45 tonight. Anyone
Oh,
wanna come
you
with
too,
us?
man. You got
Yeah,
That's
we'll
cool.
be on Brick by Brick.
I'll be
the
calling
show.
in both your shows. I'm just
Yeah, come in. Ted, can you come in too?
I'm gonna come in as like some kind of alt account and just like debate and disagree. And I'm joking.
Yeah.
On the Brick by Brick, the show that I do.
Oh,
with
I
Disturbed.
love Disturbed, man. He is one of
Yes.
my. I can't wait to do a show with him on just life in general and joke and
Mhm.
laugh. I love that guy.
We'll be on there tonight with Young Love. I don't know
Oh,
if y'all know
nice.
who
Oh,
he is. Yeah.
the guy that makes
Yeah,
all
he's coming on to share his story with us. So y'all can check us
I
out
got it in
later.
private chat, Max. Sorry, I got it in the
Okay.
private chat. I just noticed it.
Yeah, don't worry.
Hey, Susan. Hey, Ted and Chad. Wow. I haven't done one of these panels. I mean, I've done crystals. I just, my
Mhm.
ADHD, it's tough for me to kind of just sit here and, but you guys make it a lot of fun.
So
Hey,
that's
I
the
do love
Hoda thing. What am I looking for? Is there a video on YouTube of Nanos today, you're saying? Or last night?
No,
Oh.
it's in there. Like you'll see it. It's about 1:15 in from that video that I sent to Max that he, I think, sent to you.
I think Ted
That's the
wants to
Hoda
watch
one.
the first Hoda.
All right, and I'll find the other one. I hear a bad static. I don't know if it's me.
There's
No, I don't
one
hear it.
in.
Oh, Shibby's gonna go off about someone not using speakers.
I do
Is it
not hear
me?
it. So you'll know if there's bad static. I'll let you guys know.
There's something in private chat.
Okay.
Should I get
that's
out?
the
Is it
Hoda
me?
video.
Are you guys?
You sound
listening? You
fine
guys
to
hear
me.
really bad?
Everyone is
I
Everything's
don't
good,
hear it.
Ted. If
I
you
don't
want to
hear it.
go out and come back in, it might be you. I don't
Okay,
hear
I'll go out and
anything.
come
It
back
sounds
in.
great.
I think Ted though Shibby wants the Hoda interview so that
I have the Hoda interview, but
yeah.
I was thinking I
Wants the last
really
5
wanted to
minutes
see
of
the
first.
oh, did you timestamp it too? Or no, okay, I'll find it. But I mean,
No,
I
I
wanted to
wasn't
see the
sure.
Nanos.
He
stuff.
said the last 5 minutes, but then he said let's watch Nanos after. I think.
I have that.
This is
too.
Max that's on the bottom on the other side of me. I don't know who just asked
Hi,
that.
I'm Max. I'm just Max Live. If you want to look.
Yeah, I saw you
Max
yesterday and subbed to your
Michelle's-
channel.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have to sub up to everyone here.
Yeah, me too.
Crystal's Crime Board and
Okay.
Brick by
Crime
Brick
Board.
the show.
I'm gonna look it
Yeah,
up.
I'm on both of those.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to come on anytime we're live. I'm just
Mhm.
starting to meet everyone. It's nice.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
My
Yeah,
screen
nice to
share.
meet you as well.
I'll have to redo this. My screen share is not showing it. One sec.
I'm gonna turn my speaker off.
Yes, guys. Professional people use headphones if you ever wanted. Your microphones will get confused with your It's trying
I
to
use
cancel
my
out
earbuds.
background noises. Yeah,
I-
always like see how Crystal looks? You have a microphone and headphones if you ever wanted. But
That
you guys
goes
are fine.
in-
If you,
we need
That
to
goes into
upgrade.
your microphone.
yeah, because you see how good Crystal sounds amazing.
I bought this.
Thank you.
I don't know where it is.
It's good.
People
It's
are
a good-
asking for all of our
Hmm.
handles.
What?
Well,
My screen share is not working. And Ted
I
was
bought
up.
these microphones, so maybe I'll
Are you-
start.
Ted,
oh
you're
yeah,
up.
you should try that tonight.
Yes, and they don't take long at all to set up.
Ted,
At all.
So 1 second, Ted. That was me who accidentally. I think I took you off stage because when you came back in, you jumped in the square where my screen share was, and I was removing Ted from the screen and putting him back up like it was my screen. So Ted, you're there. Can you hear us, Ted? He's not muted.
Ted.
I
Okay,
can't
you're
hear
there,
you. You're
Ted.
really staticky. Why don't you come back in and come back out?
Me?
I think it's you, Ted.
It's you,
think it's you.
Ted.
It should be-
Ed.
all right,
I
I'm
No,
was
trying
the
to
she
get-
show, and
sounds
everyone
fine.
sounds amazing. It's only you.
Hi,
So,
everyone in the chat.
I don't hear anything.
Figuring out
Me
the
Everything sounds
neither.
amazing.
I
There's a
don't-
lag.
difficulties.
Do we get our because people are wanting our tags and stuff? Do we just
Yeah,
go
let's
and put
do
them in
that
the
now
private chat?
while we're
Oh yeah,
Okay.
because I'm not dual streaming right now. So
I
our
just
mods.
did.
Any mods? Can you drop Max's, Michelle's, and Crystal's links in our chats?
Yes, please.
Mine and Ted's, please,
Mhm.
if you can. So we'll get all that for sure. So I have the last 5 minutes of it, but so while we're doing this, I'll also look on another screen. I don't know what part Ted was talking about. Do you guys remember what he was referring to in this?
he said the last like 4 minutes. I think he said.
Yeah.
That's
What
fine.
was the topic again? Remember, you guys? I'll just play the last 6
He
minutes.
he said the way she like ended it was a little bit off.
Oh, I think it was
believe.
about her coming back on the show, maybe
Ah,
like
okay.
her return or something.
Oh, here it is. Here, look at the caption. It
I
says,
can't hear,
"Standing
so I'm just going to be
between."
quiet for a little bit.
Yeah, probably yes. I'll text Ted. I'll
You're
play
good at
this.
that, Ted. You're good at that.
I'll text him and tell him to
Can
stop
we take
interrupting.
Susan off of the screen? We can't see Crystal's face.
Oh,
Oh, that's okay. We don't need
Who
to.
has that up? Oh, sorry. I'm
Crystal
sorry.
said it.
Give me 1 second. I guess there we go.
Casey
Ted?
P. Pet Singer, we're gonna have someone add our links. They want to subscribe
Yes.
to all of us.
Everyone, we can't. I can't do
Yes.
everything
I
at
find
once. 1
it
second,
just-
guys. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna text Ted, and then our mods will put your links in, guys. Trust me. Don't worry.
And
I feel
Dee
so
Dee, can you-
helpless without being on.
Dee Dee, could you also please do brick by brick the show? Because we're new and we're trying to.
I'm going to subscribe to that too, Crystal. Right now.
Notes and messages that I have received. They're just
I don't know who's
so
is that me
beautiful. I
hiding
just
this?
wanted to
Sorry.
be with my family. They're my family too.
You said something when you were there, and you said, I don't know how to come back, and I don't know how not to come back.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I look at the Today Show, which is the answer to all my dreams, actually better than my dreams.
So, how about coming back? I know everyone's wondering.
So it's hard to imagine doing it because it's such a place of joy and lightness, and I can't come back and try to be something that I'm not.
It did feel like she's surprised she was asking her this, like almost like she's caught off guard here. That this response feels like, oh, I didn't think I'd have to talk about this. What do you guys think of that?
Okay, I hear better now. Sorry about that, guys.
No problem. Is this the part you wanted, Ted? What were you referring to with this? We're watching a part where
Thank you, Diana.
something odd happened here.
Yeah, here. If you could replay it just a little bit, I just want to talk about like towards the end what
Yeah.
she had to do when she found out she was abducted and like the steps she had to take.
Oh, maybe I'll go back a little further because this was about her returning to the show. Or let's see. I went back further. Sorry.
I'm heartbroken.
Yes.
Yeah, this might be it. This feels like it.
This. Take my children's mother from them. I will not let them take my joy. They will not take my sister's joy. They will not take my brother's joy. They will not take our love. They will not take our faith. But our anguish is real. We need help. We need someone to tell the truth.
Yes.
I have no anger in my heart. I have hope in my heart. I have love. But this family needs peace.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think we deserve anything more or less than any other person. We don't say, why us, why me, why anything. If I say why me for this horrible thing, then I have to say why me for all the beautiful blessings of my life. Well, then, yes, why? I don't know why. I'm grateful for my blessings. And I'm
Ted. Hey,
Me back to
Good
Yeah.
God.
you got something. I don't know. There's something in the background there. You guys got somebody's got a fan really.
Oh, I'll turn my fan off. Sorry.
Oh, no. You can just mute when you're not talking. It's okay. You need,
All right,
you need
good.
the fan.
Turn my
It sound like a
fan.
train. Did you guys hear it? It's like a. Is there a
Yeah,
train
it sounded like a
coming somewhere?
train. No joke.
Sorry.
Like one of those under like a subway going over your apartment type sound it was.
Like in John Candy and Uncle Buck.
Yeah, or in Chicago under that. What's that called? That elevated train thingy. Going
Yeah,
by
the
in the
L.
movies, you always see
Yep.
it. So
Oh yeah. Okay.
it's okay though.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I am crushed, but I am not abandoned. We are not alone. Do we need an answer? And someone has it in their power to help. It is never too late. And when you do, if I say why me
The
for this
warmth
horrible
of
thing, then I
love
have to
and
say why me.
forgiveness.
That will come, will be greater than can be imagined.
So I'll pause here because coming up in a few minutes, pay attention to the part where I was referring to where she seems off guard, like weirded out that she's being even asked this question about her returning and all that. So anybody have a comment yet? Did we think we heard what Ted's looking for? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Ted, you're on mute now.
Ted, you're muted.
Sorry. Let's just chalk this up to ADHD. Can we play like the last 3 minutes one more time? I just totally went on a different planet for a second.
Go back more again?
No. I'm sorry. I don't want to lose
The
a bunch
last-
of people because of me.
the last
just
3
like
minutes.
the last. Yeah. I'm sorry, everyone.
Keep
we
going.
can. You can tie me to a fence post and give me my lashes in a little bit.
There you go. Take 3 for Ted. Just kidding.
But our anguish is real.
So as I'm doing this, if anybody knows the nano stuff, I'm looking for that to have it ready for after this, okay? And if you guys jump in anytime, I'll pause it. If you guys care to comment, just jump in and I will pause it, okay?
Jumping in.
Anytime, feel free to jump in.
We need
We need
help.
to see your people's elbow, Ted, back on the bed.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was quicker. That was sooner than I expected, but go ahead. Just kidding.
We need someone to tell the truth.
Yes.
I have no anger in my heart. I have hope in my heart. I have love. But this family needs peace.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think we deserve anything more or less than any other person. We don't say, why us, why me, why anything. If I say why me for this horrible thing, then I have to say why me for all the beautiful blessings of my life. Well, then, yes, why? I don't know why. I'm grateful for my blessings. And I'm heartbroken for this sorrow.
Yes.
I'm heartbroken.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I am crushed, but I am not abandoned. We are not alone. Do we need an answer? And someone has it in their power to help. It is never too late. And when you do, the warmth of love and forgiveness that will come will be greater than can be imagined.
Mhm.
I know what it is to be forgiven.
Yes.
And there is no greater joy.
Yes.
And that joy awaits whoever can hear this and find it in their heart to help.
Yes. You're focusing on people in Tucson. Somebody there must have seen or known something and maybe forgot about it or didn't pay attention to it.
How can someone vanish without a trace?
Yeah.
How? Someone knows something, even if that something is someone's been acting strange for the last 7-8 weeks, even if it's just that. Somebody knows.
Mhm.
And maybe somebody's afraid. And I understand that. But our hearts are in agony.
Mhm.
We can't breathe. We can't live. We can't go on. We can't be at peace. We can't go forward. We have to know what happened to her.
Yes. You talked about coming back to New York. One of the other enduring images for me was walking into Studio 1A and seeing you there, speaking to everybody. What was it like for you walking back in there?
I really wanted to come and see everybody.
Yeah.
This is the part I'm talking about. So in a second here, I'm going to feel she must ask her a follow-up to this or keep pushing, because it's almost like she probably didn't want to talk about this. I don't know. I'm getting the sense that she's weirded out. She has to keep talking about this to her. Like, why'd you ask me this? Tell me if you guys ever.
She said that she
What?
can't move on. They can't move forward, but she's doing a game show. So clearly.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
That
Remind
is
her that.
false.
What's the date of this though? So maybe this was 4 months ago. So remember.
Yeah. I mean, it's been
Isn't
a
it
while.
out of the country as well? It's not even like she's just
It's in
around
the
here.
UK.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was from March 27th. So
April, May,
maybe
June.
she was at that moment. So I see what you're saying there, but remember, this is 4 months ago. But yeah, she's doing a game show now.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna get off of here. But Ted,
yeah.
I emailed you the video of Nanos so that you can put it in here for Shibby.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, because I have
I'll
it up
forward
on
that to
article, but thank
Shibby.
you.
I'll forward that to Shibby, and then I wanted when you hop
I think
off,
I have
just
it,
wanted
but
to add
thank-
one thing on. Okay, yep.
All right, I
Definitely
thank you guys
forward
for
it.
having me.
Thanks, Crystal. Always a pleasure.
See
We
you guys
gotta-
around.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll come say hi in your live later.
All right, please do. Thanks.
Later.
Bye.
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 Bye. So,
So
did
can
you
I
want to just go on?
Yeah. I
Yes.
mean, if you want to, Shibby, I'm sending you the thing she sent me, but let's go on and finish it, and then I just want to say my 2 cents, and then everyone else
There's
obviously can
a
too
few
as well.
minutes. I just wanted to hear this last few minutes, and I got the
Okay.
other stuff ready because I'd much rather cover what Nanos did today. So I have it all.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I just love this beautiful place that we call home, where we get to come and be every day. And I know how much people have prayed for me and loved me. All the people that you see on TV, you know, and then all the people that you don't. All the notes and messages that I have received are just so beautiful. I just wanted to be with my family. They're my
It seemed worse earlier. So how about I'll keep this up in case, but I have the X thing that Crystal sent, and this is
Yep. So
what
I
we
just want
wanna
to say
do.
something. I agree with you. It did seem worse a lot earlier. My one takeaway, and I think she's being 100% sincere, and now my mind is kind of switching away from the family, but she did say, I know what it is to be forgiven. And it's almost like a subconsciously you're saying something to either a distant relative or something. And again, I completely off base, but my only takeaway I thought it was a lot worse, but now that I've seen it, I don't think it's the family. But the one takeaway I had is when she goes, I know what it is to be forgiven. If you're taking my mother or you're taking somebody in my family, I am not going to like have to sell you that I'm going to forgive you. That's why maybe there's 1% chance that she's speaking to somebody on a personal level, meaning like I've made a mistake like this. I know how hard it is and to forgive me. But I'm done saying that. That's my only takeaway. I must have heard it differently the first time I heard it.
It almost seems like every time Savannah does these interviews, they all feel so premeditated. They all feel like they're planned with a purpose, and they're not always. And to me, just how I'm looking at it, they don't personally feel as genuine because they feel pre-planned and thought out. Like it almost seems like she's reading off of something, and then they also always come in at a time frame of where it's kind of convenient. Like the last time we heard her speak before this was when they confirmed that, well, they said that the second ransom note confirmed that Nancy has passed. Then you get Savannah chatting about it on the morning show the next day. And now we just had Crime Junkie come out with their podcast. And then also we're hitting almost the 6-month mark. And she comes out with another heartfelt message, as she would say, with her crying. But to me, they're all premeditated and they're for a reason. It's not to keep it out there, from what I'm thinking. I mean, that's just
make a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's almost like, like her team is letting her know, like, okay, you can come out and say this now, you could do this now. And I get that, but it's also like, why aren't you pushing, like, you're such a main person in the news and the media, why aren't you pushing other news outlets to cover this daily for you, or just to put little tidbits out, like, Nancy Guthrie still missing, 5-minute segment or 2-minute segment at the end of every news. It's just very odd.
Right. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And I do agree with your point. That made a lot of sense.
I think
Now, so
in
go on.
the most recent video, it seems more like maybe she's getting more fed up or really more desperate for answers. In this last one, she seems a little bit more emotional, which I know I'm seeing the chat. A lot of people think it's not real emotion. I don't know. I do think I believe her, like, as she's doing this, but in this one, it seems a little bit more vague. And then in the most recent one, it does seem more like she's requesting something, wanting more information. And maybe she's being told, unless we have this, we can't move forward. I don't know, but that's why it seems like there's been a shift between here and there.
And it's like
Smart.
no one's
Only an
ever on the
8-second
same
clip
page.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
This is only an 8-second clip. Is this the video we're looking for?
It's
I haven't
just cut
seen-
out. So this is probably just it's a very short clip of him speaking, like very short. He says maybe
So
3
he
things.
Mhm.
So let me get this clear. I'm still confused. Has Nanos spoken publicly since yesterday?
So this is the only clip they're leaking from this morning from his NBC. He was on the NBC show today.
But they're not showing it?
They're
yet?
not giving you the whole.
Okay,
From what
okay.
I'm going to see if I can look it up.
Yeah, because this
Okay.
is the only thing that's coming up. Hi, Abby.
Oh, that's weird.
Okay, just give me 1 second to see, but I definitely believe you. I'm just double checking just in case.
Yeah, double check it. This is all I could find.
In terms
Yeah,
of
this is crazy.
to look at. So we have
6
so
seconds.
much DNA to sort through. We have so much
Hi, Abby.
in terms of video evidence to look at. So we have so much DNA to sort through. We have so
That's
much.
it. Like,
This doesn't
I mean,
feel
what?
right.
I mean,
Just-
this guy.
Who clipped this? Why is it? This is from this person on X. Who's clipped this?
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like who.
that's
whatever.
it. That's all they say, though.
Yeah.
So
I
how
have
did this
like,
person get this?
because it was in. I have the full on video of it, but it's about 2 minutes and 34 seconds. It's just.
Where's that?
I could send it to you here.
Oh, okay. So he has spoken publicly then.
Yeah, but
He
it's
released
honestly
more than this.
Well, it's about
but that's
Alex
all
and the
they're showing
streamers,
in
right?
it. What'd you say?
No, I'm saying, yeah, no, never mind. I was just saying the one public thing
So-
I saw where he spent time was the people that were,
Uh,
in front of Nancy's house, the streamers. But I mean, if we can find at least the 2-minute one, I mean, this guy's like the Teflon Don. Would we only have a 5-second clip of him? Like, what was this guy? I think he's John Gotti.
That's the thing. So NBC said they interviewed him. It's in our private chat. I sent you the link. They said they interviewed him,
Oh,
but they It's literally at a minute and 10, I think he shows up, but it's only that 6-second clip that they show of it. They're not releasing the whole interview for some reason. I don't know why.
Here.
Yeah.
That might be what I have up already. Let me just double check.
Can I read? Like,
this is, when was this?
Am I able to read
July
this?
28th at 9:19 a.m. This is July 28th at 9:04 a.m. This is before. This is also Today's Show, but this is, what's this then? USA Today. But this is Today's Show. So, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos said authorities are working this as hard as we can after Savannah Guthrie's latest plea for the return of her missing mother. So it's after, definitely. So there's the plea. Now, I don't know.
So that little video, it goes through what Savannah said yesterday, little pieces of clips, and then it goes into
this one here. Okay.
Yeah, but it
So
only gives you that little 6 seconds.
Is Nanos in here? Is Nanos in this part?
It just shows him.
And that's
quick clip.
Hi, Elizabeth.
That little clip. Okay. So should we watch? This is new. Okay, so this isn't. So we'll play this just in case.
Yep. And as you're playing, I'm looking up some stuff. So.
Yeah. So I was going to skip this because I thought it was her thing from yesterday, but it's a thing they put together, a new one. So
yeah,
this is 2 minutes and 34 seconds.
I'm coming on today with a very specific message.
In her latest heartbreaking public appeal, Savannah speaking directly to the person responsible for kidnapping her mom, Nancy.
Our family is in agony. We are in a nightmare that will not end.
Detailing the pain and trauma her family has endured.
We will always ache for her, feel that hole in our hearts.
In the nearly 6 months since Nancy was taken from her home in Tucson, the family has continued to ask for help finding their mom.
Nothing about our situation has changed. We have done our part, and we will never stop looking for her.
Now Savannah sending a message.
The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place, and I know that you have tried to do things the right way. So I'm asking you, begging you to do the right thing now.
It's been over a month since she last addressed her family's anguish on the Today Show set.
I wanted to just take the opportunity to ask people to beg people to come forward. Somebody knows something.
Overnight, the Pima County Sheriff, who's been heading the investigation, said the case is still very active.
We have so much DNA to sort through. We have so much in terms of video evidence to look at. So I'm still positive that we're going to resolve this case.
In the last communication from...
So that was that in that little clip before? That extra bit at the end, you said you're still positive.
No, it wasn't there. I do have a few other Today Show clips I can show when you're done with this one that Savannah was talking today. Shanna put them out, but they're like a minute each.
But is this him speak? How do we know this is him speaking afterwards?
This was from this morning. They said that this was the interview that took place this morning. It says in the article that.
So this is for sure fresh stuff.
Yes.
Sounds like, okay.
It is interesting that we're not getting more of it. Like, why? Who's regulating that?
Well, of course, no, they're going to tease it, dude. What are you saying? They're going to milk this for all it's worth. Yeah, they're going to milk this for.
So is it going to
put a little
drop the full
tidbits
interview at some point then?
After they've milked it, yeah. Because this is they've got the scoop. He's probably guaranteed that he's the only one they went to, so they're in control here. Yeah, they're going to feed us little bits, and then boom,
the full thing.
DNA to sort through. We have so much in terms of video evidence to look at. So
much in terms of, I feel he said this before. So much video evidence to look at.
Let's just, how long is it? Maybe we just ride it, and then I got a few extra ones I just found.
So much video evidence.
I'm still positive that we're going to resolve this case.
In the last communication from the FBI earlier this month, they said over the course of the investigation, they received several ransom notes, adding that it continues to be investigated as a kidnapping for ransom case. Savannah said in an interview with Hoda earlier this year that her family believes 2 of the ransom notes were legitimate. Now Savannah making it clear she hasn't given up hope.
I truly believe it is never too late to do the right thing. For all of us, no matter where we've been and what we've done, I believe there is always a way home. Please make the right choice.
It's not clear why Savannah decided to release this message now, but it could be a response to a potential new line of communication. Experts say the language appears to be pointed at whoever committed the crime, though law enforcement have not provided any major public updates in the investigation recently.
Aaron, thank you very much. Always thinking about Savannah and her family. We love her. And a reminder, of course, the number to call if you have any information right here on your screen, 1-800-CALL-FBI. All right. Thank you, Aaron.
Okay, I have a few. Do you mind if I show a few I found, or maybe you have it?
Yeah. Is it on your screen? You want to share it? Do you have a screen
Yeah,
share
wait. I found this one, which is kind of crazy. Look at this. Someone just clipped this of me. How weird is this? I'm like, why are you
That's
clipping me?
amazing.
Isn't that goofy? I was like looking at myself when I typed in Nancy Guthrie. I go, shit, that's me. What the hell am I doing?
Are those
on
the
here?
meta glasses? Are you recording us?
Yes, I'm
You
recording
secret
everybody.
recordings of us while we're doing this.
It's
That's
very
amazing.
weird. When I search Nancy Guthrie video, I'm like, oh my God, there's something watching me. All right, I'm going to turn this off and put on the other stuff. Hold on one second.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
gonna
there's,
hop off because
I
I
don't know
gotta
if
get
we're quite
ready.
done now.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
gonna. Yes, thank you for having me, Ted. And
Yep, thank you. We'll have to collaborate soon.
yeah, let me know if you want to hop on tonight.
Okay, what time is it at? Just so I know.
I have it at 6:45.
I've
Eastern,
slept
right?
all day. If Ted's
Yeah.
tired, I will be there for sure. So don't you worry.
Yes,
One of
hop
us.
on.
Okay, cool deal. And
Ted's
then
been
can we
going since
put
early this
Max's
morning,
channel
right?
in the chat, and then also
My mods have done all that, I think.
Okay. Yeah, because we want to get Max's subscriber count up, and one day we'll do a show where the first 30 minutes we'll just try to get you to hit a goal of a subscriber count. It's really fun when we do that. I had someone do that for me.
We can do that.
So-
We'll do the rate thing, yeah.
I love when we would do it to Shivy. He goes, I'll act surprised. Like, just send him my way.
Yeah. We'll do one for Michelle coming up too. So we're excited. Thanks for joining,
Yeah,
Michelle.
text me later. Let me know if you want to hop on.
Okay.
Bye, Shivy. I'll
come
see you in a bit.
sure.
Bye, Max.
I'll be there later.
Did you want me to stay on, Ted? I can also hop off because I'm going with Michelle later. So I
Sure.
don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if you're tired, I would love to keep you on, but I mean, I understand what it's like to be in all these panels. It goes crazy. So totally up to you, bud.
I'll stay for a bit because I'm curious to see these videos. So
Okay.
I'll do it.
Yep. And the real short ones.
Okay.
Shibby might.
Are
you
these
guys
fresh
might even
things?
seen this.
What are you talking about? Fresh? Are you talking about fresh videos?
Well, it's today's show from today. It's like a 50-second clip of Savannah. I believe it's from today.
Oh.
So I just typed in Savannah
Cool.
Guthrie latest, and there's clips of her and Craig. So it's nothing like noteworthy, but it's substance to see what she has to say. But don't hold me to it. It could be from 1995 for all I know. But I know Craig wasn't on today's show then. So that's what I'm banking on. 1 second.
So he spoke with Nanos. So there's more than that story. So there's more on Nanos. It says Nanos.
Oh, there is? Okay,
heading
so-
the investigation
Oh.
spoke with NBC affiliate KVOA News 4 Tucson on July 27th after Savannah shared her most recent video. He stressed that Nancy Guthrie's disappearance has not become a cold case. So that little clip.
I think you may already show this, but I'm going to show it as 30 seconds and tell me if you've seen this. It's weird. The beginning, I can't tell, but it looks like something you showed, but here it is.
What's the date
This
on
is
that? On the right.
This is from July 28, 2026, and Shanna X, who we know did it.
The Pima County Sheriff, who's been heading the investigation, said the case is still very active.
We have so much DNA to sort through. We have so much in terms of video evidence to look at. So I'm still positive that we're going to resolve this case.
In the last communication from the FBI earlier this month, they said over the course of the investigation, they received several ransom notes, adding that it continues to be investigated as a kidnapping for ransom case. Savannah said in an interview earlier this
Sorry,
week,
is that the same one?
believes two
No,
of the
no, but
ransom
it is.
notes were
Yeah, it's the same one.
legitimate. Now Savannah making it clear she hasn't given up hope.
I truly believe it is never too late to do the right thing for all of us, no matter where we've been and what we've done. I believe there is always a way home.
Overnight, the Pima County Sheriff, who's been heading the investigation, said the case is still very active.
We have so much DNA to sort through. We have so much in terms of video evidence to look at. So I'm still positive that we're going to resolve this case.
In the last communication from the FBI earlier this month, they said over the course of the investigation, they received several ransom notes, adding that it continues to be investigated as a kidnapping for ransom case. Savannah said in an interview with Hoda earlier this year that her family believes 2 of the ransom notes were legitimate. Now,
is this the same thing?
making it clear.
Yeah, I was
she
saying, I
hasn't
think it's on a loop.
I truly
Okay,
believe-
okay, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
It was on a loop.
I was like, maybe I'm the one who's not.
Now,
I'm just thinking it's a loop because we watched it, but
Thank-
with
Thank
this
you,
video,
Matt.
there's
I would have been here for another hour. listening to it.
yeah, you would have memorized it.
there's articles. Do you want me to read them? Because I feel I
Yes.
wonder if anything new is in these. This is a new article we should check. So this one's from
gonna
so
grab
I'll
a
put my
copy.
screen back up, or yeah, I'll share my screen back
Can I
up.
ask one thing, Shibby? And this is
Yeah,
just
go
something
ahead.
I'm curious
Yep,
about too. So it's interesting to me how I was saying earlier they have so much footage to go through, which implies that they're still sorting through the footage. Again, you've had 6 months, and let's give them grace time. We'll say 5 months. That's still a really long time to be working through all of this footage. But when Kash Patel went to Google to get the camera footage, do you think he asked for everyone in the area who didn't have a subscription? Because in that case, wouldn't we have lost that footage from other homes where it could have shown?
Oh, for sure. If it's from
so-
that cache from the
Yeah.
temporary files, yes, definitely. He most likely they would probably ask for everything within blocks. I don't know how that works. I don't know how much. I don't think they can just kind of get everyone's too, right? But if the Kash Patel wanted to get like a couple neighbors, if they had Nest cams, I'm sure he can get something like that.
Mhm.
But that's the
Yeah.
cache stuff. So yeah, the sooner you get those, the server doesn't only holds them because they're just temporary files. They're not meant to be saved.
Mhm.
So that's why the time matters for sure.
Yeah.
But all these other cameras, they wouldn't have needed subscriptions if they had like a local storage on your
Yeah.
computer setup, or local storage as in SD cards and stuff. And
Yeah,
depending how
that's
big they are,
Uh-huh.
because you can
That's
choose to have
something
an 8 gig, 16, 32, 64, you know. I
Yeah.
would get 128 gigs because they're only like $7 or $8 nowadays.
Mhm.
128 gigabytes.
Yeah.
So,
Well, people would hope. Oh, we just got a super chat. People magazine reported NBC had spoke with Sheriff Nanos last evening for NBC segment This AM. Makes sense because it aired at 8 o'clock, 5 a.m. Arizona time. Nothing new in articles except mass DNA comment. Okay.
People magazine.
you.
So I'm
Yeah.
on USA Today, but People magazine. I feel we're missing something. So good.
Well,
Thank you for-
NBC Today was the one that I guess People magazine is just repeating what
Reporting
was
that.
said. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think that is all that we got, but I don't know if maybe it's because almost Nanos did the interview and then whoever was watching it was like, we can't even air this because he sounds so insane and not knowledgeable.
or they're gonna tease us with it, and milk it.
Uh-huh.
So so USA Today is not the Today Show. So, but they put out a story. It says Nancy Guthrie Sheriff shares update after Savannah Guthrie video plea. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos is speaking out on the high-profile missing persons case after Savannah Guthrie shared a new video addressing her mother's disappearance. So this is from this morning. Let's see if there's the first thing about Nanos. Once it moves on, I'll stop. So the search for Savannah Guthrie's missing mother, Nancy Guthrie, is far from over, according to the sheriff overseeing the case. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos shared an update on the high-profile investigation during an appearance on the Today Show Tuesday, July the 28th. You mean a full appearance? So how are all these people knowing this? Nancy-
Shanna Lee, holy cow, thanks for the super chat. Thank you so much. Sorry, go ahead. She's our rock star of the group.
Nancy Guthrie was reported missing on February the 1st and has not been seen since she returned home from a family game night the prior evening. Investigators in Arizona believe she was taken from her home against her will. So far, no arrests have been made amid the ongoing search. We have so much DNA to sort through. We have so much in terms of video evidence to look at, Nanos said. So I'm still positive that we're going to resolve the case. I feel that that's all they've released. So anything else.
Yeah. So it's just
And so-
people repeating what was said.
I'm not sure. There's a whole paragraph here, so let's see.
Yeah.
In February, the FBI released images of a suspect appearing to tamper with the camera at Nancy Guthrie's front door before her disappearance, but authorities have yet to identify the individual. The person in the images is described as a porch guy, approximately 5'9", 5'10", with an average build, who was wearing black, 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker, packback, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it doesn't sound like, it sounds like that's all. I'll just look for nano stuff. Yeah. I was hoping they would maybe release another
It
tidbit.
doesn't seem like they have anything else.
Yeah. I was just going by that little 2 minute, that little clip, that little 9-10 second clip in that 2 minute video. So,
I mean, saying that he's positive they're going to find a solution, that's a pretty bold claim to make. 6 months in, I would say, if you haven't.
100. This is day 178 today.
Yeah, that's a pretty bold claim. You're positive that you're going to solve it. I mean, that's good to hear, but it makes me wonder if there's something else going on, something else being said that we don't know about that's making him feel positive they're going to solve it, or if he's just saying that just to, say that.
Buy more time, yeah. Because by the time people realize, it's like that thing where they always say, "Oh, I'll tell you in 2 weeks," like.
Yeah.
And by the time 3 or 4 days later, that's all forgotten about. 2 weeks. I mean, nobody checks back 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I had said at first, why I was curious if Savannah was staying quiet, because I wondered if she was being instructed, you need to stay quiet for this next week. You need to stay quiet this next week too. And they just kept saying that. And then finally, now she's getting fed up and wants to speak out. I'm not sure, but that was what I had thought at first, maybe.
Yeah, again, all of them, everyone's just quoting that little tidbits. So how about this? Everybody in our chats are lovely people. When the moment they release it, it's going to be big news. So if everybody sees today's show, especially, they'll want to do it first before anyone, obviously. Let us know. So Ted, what was it you wanted to move on to now? There was something else, right?
I don't know if we're allowed to, but I know the lab just had if we pause it and break it down.
What is the lab? A YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's with Chris McDonough. I'll find it on X. So if you give me a second.
No.
I'll let you find it, but I'm not sure. We'll have to pause it and talk about it. We don't want to we know Chris, but we don't want to.
I don't know how to spell his last name.
Yeah, one second.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I don't need
Done.
Oh, you got it?
No, O-U-G-H. Sorry. O-U-G-H. The lab. I just searching YouTube. Here's the lab. 54th thousands. This must be it, obviously.
Yep. That's the lab. His new one, and then we got to kind of stop it. We can't
this one,
hijack it.
Guthrie case from 2 days ago. Is the newest?
Go to his channel and see if there's a live. Are you in the live button?
I'm there. This is his lives. Yep. Are you highlighting these comments? Where is it?
Yeah, I am. I'm sorry. That's the ADD in me.
I think we set it where we highlight it and only stays up for like 10 seconds or something. Because I always forget comments up way too long too. And some people don't like to be on the screen that long too, but I don't.
Okay, there we go.
So I'll just check the first one. So
let's play this a little bit and we can analyze it.
Chris McDonough, the lab, one-on-one with Detective McDonough. He's Detective McDonough? He's still called a detective?
I don't know.
Or is it once you're a detective, you're always a detective?
Oh, yeah.
He's not currently a law enforcement, is he? What?
I don't know.
No, he'd be retired if anything. But I've never seen anyone call him detective.
I guess someone's saying
maybe detective was the other guy.
Is the interview room? Let me see if the interview room has a new one. 1 second.
Well, yeah,
I don't want to play the whole thing.
The interview room definitely has a new one from. We watched it. We watched it last night. Damien and I. There was one definitely from the interview room. That was.
Oh, okay. So if you want to play that, and we can talk just a little bit about it under the Fair Use Act, because I know Chris. I don't know the lab people. And I know the lab does a great show. Everyone should subscribe.
I didn't even know that channel till now. So.
Yeah, Chris will join it. The guy's a really smart guy. He does a great job. I just don't know him personally, like I would know someone else. So
I'll put the interview. Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for the membership. Thank you, Texas woman. So 10 jewels.
They definitely had one because Damien and I broke it down last night.
Yeah, because Chris McDonough, he'll always share Alex's like Clown Nano stuff. We're on good terms when we met him at CrimeCon and stuff. So okay.
See, this is long. This is 2.5 hours. So
well, yeah. I mean, I don't want to do that. I just is there anywhere we can see it in the I guess I don't know, like the meat and the potatoes? Is there a section?
I'll jump into it where they start analyzing the interview. So they watch it. I think we've all seen it tons, right? So how would I go
Yeah.
to their analysis? The first
Beautiful,
time I see
beautiful.
them is here after all of it. So this will be them analyzing,
Beautiful.
I guess, a few of the different interviews. So let me know, jump in and we'll play. I'll pause every few minutes and we'll
Yep,
interject.
because we love
So
them. Yep.
this is about the 36-minute mark. I do remember Damien and I jumping to this part. It's around 30. So this is good. Max, anyone jump in? Let me know when you guys
Okay.
want. I'll pause.
I have my notebook here taking notes. So
Yep. And also, Max, if you ever have to get going, just feel free to.
yeah, I'll probably hop off after a little bit of this. I'm curious to
No.
watch it though. So
I think if you guys are planning a show, because I'm just going to show up and unprepared. So you're going to have to prepare extra because I'm going to be extra unprepared.
okay.
So I still feel like I just woke up and I had such a good sleep. So it's been an hour, but it's kind of like I can still feel it, which is a good sign because it means I was in REM sleep there.
Yeah, lucky you. I wish I had a good sleep, but
but I can get another coffee soon too. So here we go. Oh.
And we'll put the interview room. Hold on.
But she needs to come home now.
Yes.
So he saw very clearly right away what this was. Yeah. And even on the phone, when I called him, he knew. He knew. And he said, I think she's been kidnapped for ransom. And I said, yeah. What? Yeah. Well, why? What? And then, I mean, it sounds so like how dumb could I be? But I didn't want to believe. I just said, do you think because of me? And he said, I'm sorry, sweetie, but yeah, maybe. But I knew that.
You did?
I hope not. I mean, we still don't know. Mm-hmm. Honestly, we don't know anything. No. We don't know anything. So I don't know that it's because she's my mom and somebody thought, oh, that girl, that lady has money. We can make a quick buck. I mean, that would make sense, but we don't know. But yeah, that's probably, which is too much to bear. To think that I brought this to her bedside, that it's because of me. And I just say, I'm so sorry, Mommy. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to my sister and my brother and my kids and my nephew and Tommy and my brother-in-law. I'm like, so sorry. I'm so sorry. If it is me, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
The ransom notes or ransom requests came. Did you believe those to be real?
There are a lot of different notes, I think, that came. And I think most of them, it's my understanding, are not real. And I didn't see them. But, you know, a person that would send a fake ransom note really has to look deeply at themselves.
Yeah.
To a family in pain. But I believe the 2 notes that we received, that we responded to, I tend to believe those are real.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And Cam, when you got to their house, tell me about that moment.
Just disbelief and hugging each other. Yeah. And I think we were on the phone with the sheriff and trying to, you know, really make clear from the very early moments, you know, Annie and Tommy were saying, this isn't that case that you are used to where someone wanders off. She can't wander off. Mm-hmm. My mom, she was in tremendous pain. Her back was very bad. You know, she was trying to, on a good day, she could walk down to the mailbox and get the mail, but most days not. So there was no wander off. And the doors were propped open.
Yeah.
and there was blood on the front doorstep. And the Ring camera had been yanked off. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right there for a second.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right there for a second. What do you guys think from that? So what do we think they're about to do? Remember, this guy's like a profiler. This is Dr. Gary Brucato. This is John Lamb, and obviously Chris McDonough. San's lovely wife. I don't know her name. So they're going to break that down. Max, any comments before I hit play?
I mean, she seemed a little bit off at the start, but then when she started to kind of break down, it seemed more genuine. And I don't want to read too much into her just because I think it's so hard where until you're in that situation, you don't know how you would react, especially being on camera, having a breakdown. Like her job is to be on camera to present news and information, not to be crying, talking about her missing mom. But it's interesting here how she does mention everyone in the family, like by their title. So like, you know, her siblings, everything, because in her most recent video, she didn't. And then I also think just her saying the part about she believes the 2 ransom notes would make me think when she's saying it's never too late to come home. I just think she's maybe talking about bringing home the remains based on the content of the ransom notes. Probably she believes that Nancy is passed. But
that's a good point you bring up with her, because first of all, not how many of us have had our elderly parents abducted. And also on top of that, at the same time, she's also a famous person. So
yeah,
who in history can she really relate to, really? It might be a few if we sit here and think about it. But
yeah,
an elderly person, a famous person who's had an elderly mom or dad abducted in the middle of the night. So she's chartering very what's that word? Uncharted territories. Yeah. Water.
Yeah.
Wherever it is. Yeah. She's in a class. How does one react? Any of this? Yeah. Especially being famous on top.
Yeah. And that's the part about how she thinks it's because of her. That's a really hard thing to hold on to, that you think this might have happened because of you and thinking that because of your money. Like that's another really difficult thing to come to terms with. But I think it's interesting how she never says, and I'm so relieved that it's not because of me. So, I mean, in her head, she probably
she's
still does.
She's holding on to guilt. Yeah.
You know, because if she said, I know I can at least go to bed at night knowing it's not because of me, then we would have to think, okay, maybe it was related to, I know earlier we were talking about maybe some fascination with older women or something with the, you know, a random incident, which I don't think anyone really thinks it is, but that kind of does lead me to believe maybe it is.
They obviously know more. 48 minutes. What do? You don't just stand there in the home. You either ransack it or you hurt someone or you do something. You don't just stand there. So that's a long time. So let's hear their analysis now.
That statement right there is extremely revealing. The narrative was from Annie and Tommaso. And she just said it. Again, the narrative was the doors were propped open. The Nest camera is missing, i.e. the camera's gone. There's blood on the porch. She also is going to tell us that mom's in her pajamas. She's barefoot. And so let's just do a little math for a second. 911, what's your emergency? My mother's missing. All right. Deputy goes on the scene. There's blood on the porch. Doors are propped open. All of her items, her hearing aids, her shoes, her pajamas are missing. The Nest camera is missing. And by golly, we're going to tell you this is not a walkaway. There's no way. This is a walkaway. You guys don't understand. This is a walkaway. This is not a walkaway. Okay.
Oh, so yeah, there's no way it's a walk away. There's just no way, obviously. Where would she walk to? Like, at that time of night?
No way she walked away. And her saying she has back problems, only on a good day she could walk to the mailbox. I mean, you're not walking into the...
Now, I do remember about 20 years ago where a neighbor of, I used to call her like a grandmother because she was always there, but she wasn't related to me. But I remember one time I saw, and really late at night, I saw her out walking. She'd come out her driveway and started walking, and I went out and stopped her because she was like in her nightgown. And then I walked her back to her home. And
Wow.
really, I always think of that because
Mhm.
she would have just walked away.
Yeah.
But she was kind of and her husband died, and all my family knew of her. We were always, but just to see her late, it was like 11 or 12, really late at night, and it was just really odd to me. And I went and I told my family, and we all kind of went there and comforted her. And there was another time where she fell down her stairs, and I sat there with her until the ambulance came. And
wow,
so that was a whole thing. So yeah. When that, especially mostly the females, the hubby dies, and they just want to stay in that home, and they just want to stay in it. And I understand, because I would do the same. They want to stay in the home, and then they start kind of getting dementia or Alzheimer's or whatever. It's tough.
And they say that the night is especially difficult. I think sundowning, is that what it's called, when they become more awake, and when you have dementia or Alzheimer's, there's a thing about it where for some reason at the nighttime that's when you want to wander or be active and tutting and everything like that.
Yeah, because she wasn't sleepwalking. She wasn't that. She just maybe she thought she had to get to the store. I don't even remember, but it was just very. I'm lucky I caught her because she disappeared.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever had any incidents like that? Or Ted? Is Ted still here? I'm not sure.
I don't think
It's
ever
a tough
have.
thing.
I've seen it on TV, like people recreating a scene like that.
When someone falls, and an old person falls, you have to sit there with them until the ambulance comes. You don't want to move them and stuff. That's a horrible thing.
My grandmother was in a retirement home, and one time one of the women there she was in like a secure area because people there had Alzheimer's and dementia. And the woman tried to exit with us to go to see her horses at the barn.
Yeah, those doors.
And we were like, I don't think so. Like, let's go ask someone. And the nurse was like,
good point.
Girl, you can't go see your horses. You haven't had a barn in 20 years.
Right. That just happened to me on Mother's Day, because remember I told my mom got sick and I went to see her in the hospital. So she was at the age where they put her in a seniors ward, and it was kind of like you had the buzz to get in, and you could, those doors, the people, like, they had to let you out kind of thing, because some of the people they want them to get up and walk around because it's healthy for them, but they don't want them to be able to leave the area. So I had to buzz. I remember that. And at the door, there was like 2 or 3 elderly people, and they buzzed the door for me, and they said, make sure that door closes, and they watch to make sure nobody sneaks out. And there was people saying, just like what you're saying, oh, I've got to get my cat needs to be fed, or and they really just want to get out of there. Like they're trying to break out almost.
Yeah. But I think even they don't realize they know they're at that place, and I don't think they realize, I need to break out of here. They genuinely
Yeah. They're just looking for the exit. Right.
Yeah.
They're like,
but
oh,
it doesn't sound. Yeah. If Nancy could get into an Uber, I don't think that she would need to, be monitored like that, or that she would go and elope and leave the home.
I wonder if she went for lots of walks in the area. She must have over the years. So maybe she had a certain loop type of thing where she would go out, kind of walk around the block, because that's what everyone has that,
Yeah, that loop.
Maybe she's thinking it's time for a walk or something,
Yeah. Well, it is still interesting when you look at it, how none of really the neighbors, the friends, anyone in the community really has spoken out about Nancy. Like, that's when you think because people do describe her as being an active member of the community, maybe not in recent years since COVID, but prior to that. So it's interesting that people have kind of just stayed quiet about all of it. But yeah, we can continue with this.
Nope. And we were on the sheriff, i.e. she's on the phone with the sheriff at Annie and Tommaso's house, telling the sheriff, this is not a walkaway. You don't understand. This is not a walkaway. All of these other things are in front of you. So here's my question. Is the sheriff really that dumb?
Is this a trick question?
Could be. Where that, I don't think that first deputy who has the body camera is doing that same math. What do you say?
Gary?
We think that people who are tending to think in an Occam's razor kind of way, and appropriately so, don't go to a scene like this and expect it to be anything other than what they're being told. And they take a simplistic kind of interpretation. Now, if any of us had gone, the first thing we'd be thinking was something horrible happened, because we're biased to, to a hammer, everything's a nail, right? So I think it depends on what you're used to dealing with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm the kind of person I could, go to a restaurant and hear a dish fall in the other room and I'll say murder most foul, because I'm expecting it. You know what I'm saying? But you get what I mean? I mean, they might have gone there and just not thought of the worst case scenario. You go with the simplest. But
well, that's where a search comes in.
That's where the search comes in. And there are things that make no sense to lead in that direction, like the blood, being on the porch and stuff like that.
Or the missing camera.
Or the missing camera, exactly.
Yeah,
So
these are things that argue against it being a walkaway. And again,
of course,
this is a narrative being driven by your reporting parties. Yet we have another family member who has very clearly identified that Nancy Guthrie is largely physically incapable of moving any distance. So we have this sort of juxtapositioning of the story we're being told and what we see at the scene, and it just simply doesn't add up.
Well, we know it doesn't add up because they called homicide and they believed it that night. So here is the Occam razor. Here's the problem. It's not, they weren't believing what their eyes were seeing and what their ears were hearing. Whosoever hath eyes to see and ears to hear. The interpretations were different. One was driving a narrative, and the evidence at the scene was counter narrative to that being driven.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is reasonable to assume. Evident the fact that first deputy on the scene got on the radio and said, hey, we need to get everybody over here. And here's the irony. Savannah in that statement says she got to their house, to Annie's house, and they were on the phone convincing the sheriff that it's a walk away. So my question is, how long did it take her to fly from New York to Arizona? And Annie and Tommaso and the family are still on the phone trying to convince the sheriff. That's a problem. Why is anybody trying to convince anybody about the evidence that's at hand when the homicide folks are there working it? You don't need to convince them.
Well, why would you do an end run to go to the agency's head to insist on it's a walk away?
You know what I was just thinking about? I'm going to put these in 1.25 speed. No reason.
Yeah, smart.
When you already have investigated.
And it's not a walkway.
There we go. I get to inject caffeine in all three of these guys. Love that control. So I think we're going to probably end it up soon because is there anything you needed to do? Because I think Ted was talking about we're going to finish up soon. So
I'm good whenever you guys are.
All right. Ted is I'm trying to text him. I think he had to go do something, but so we'll watch this a few minutes.
Exactly. There again, we're just having things that just don't add up.
It gets better because today's note's going to make, it's going to, all of a sudden today's note is going to look like the 4th of July, 250th anniversary again.
We were saying this is.
You know what? I'm going to move it ahead because I remember the part where they start talking with these charts. This is the part where people wanted us yesterday. They wanted us to go ahead to this part, and this was probably the timestamp around here when they started with these charts. It really got much more interesting. So I'll scoop ahead a bit here.
They shift the blame to health issues, and they offer a very limited apology. They wanted to close the living hostage frame, i.e., no proof of life, no hostage, no need to talk, and that is a deflection of their responsibility. That is in the second note. When we compare that with today, Savannah is trying to publicly appeal through an emotional aspect, seeking information and closure. She invites a moral choice to be made. She is sustaining what she believes to be a public search. Yet there has been no evidence of anybody searching for Nancy Guthrie. In fact, I've been to Tucson. There's not even a poster 0.5 miles away from her home. And that means there's no transactional language taking place, meaning nobody's doing anything. Nothing is moving. So what is the purpose and the stance between the first, the second, and now today's conversation? Well, let's look a little bit deeper. The aspect ratio, meaning when we talk about behavior analysis, the first question is she alive? What did the first note say? Yes, she's safe, but she's scared. What did the second note say? No, she's already dead.
So he's talking about, here's his chart. So is she alive? The statement from the family, she's treated as missing, search continues. And the first note, yes, she's safe but scared. Second note, nope, already passed. She's perished.
Yeah. This is an interesting chart. Will you stand? Are they going to talk about it?
Oh yeah. I'll pause after each one and we can interject.
But again,
now.
Yeah. And just going back to Savannah saying she thinks that the first 2 ransom notes were real, that would imply she thinks Nancy has passed. Because if she's agreeing with that and the second note does state that she's passed, then I would assume, yeah.
She's not disputing that. Yeah, she never.
Yeah.
Cause fate.
What does today's statement say? She's treating it as if she's still missing and that there's a search continuing.
Oh, they're still talking. I'm sorry.
The search is emotional in nature, not physical. She's searching for her body. It is much easier to find a car than it is a body. And so what's the cause and the fate aspect of this? The first note.
I'll pause. Last night when I heard that the first time, I thought he said it's much easier to find a car than a body, but he said the reverse. So that was just something we did last night. I remember this is where we started watching for sure.
Okay.
She will be killed if if this ransom is not paid and there's a deadline. In the second note, it says, well, she died because of a heart-related incident and she's buried in nature. The family statement today from Savannah, this is a nightmare. It's ongoing because we don't know. But that we started at the top in a singular messaging from Savannah to where she says, I'm coming on today. After knowing that they do things collectively. She said, my sister, my brother, and I do everything together. But today, she says, I believe there is always a way home. Do the other family members not have the same belief? Because she separated herself in this statement to a singular. And she starts it with, I'm coming on today. Where are the others? In such a significant time where this is a nightmare and the cause and fate is unknown and it's ongoing. So now
he's now moved on to cause and fate. He's going to cover obviously the family statement first, the first note, and the second note. So we've moved on to the cause and the fate.
It is interesting the part about how he says so that's when she chooses to separate herself at the there's a way home, and not before that. So I don't know if that's significant or she's just saying that's her personal belief.
Right.
But I mean, it would make sense because in a family, when you think about it, maybe one sibling would disagree and have resentment towards the person who kidnapped Nancy and another person wouldn't or would try and forgive. So who knows? Mm-hmm.
Now also, yeah, because like Savannah has lots of money. So, and maybe things like inheritances come into play. And all these little things that we're not even considering. Because I'm not sure what the brother's state is. I'm sure they're all okay in that sense, but if anything, Annie is like the black sheep type, not black sheep, but Savannah's the bazillionaire superstar kind of thing. And
well, I'm wondering though, you couldn't get anything until there's a why did I just forget the word?
They declare certificate. They declare her even without a body. They can do that. Certain things.
Oh, okay. So I'm wondering though when that would happen because I don't think there's been one issued yet, right? We'd know.
Who knows? I think we'll start seeing stuff like the for sale signs on the front lawn of the house, and there'll be signs. I guess
agency or
you never know. Like I mean, if I had the money, I would want to. Even though I think they'd want to keep it. Other than the fact that they would want to sell it because it's what happened there. You know? You wouldn't. It would be so hard to go back and live there.
Yeah.
If everything happened as it said. Because I mean, you're torn. Because my parents had a home in 1973 when I was born. I was brought to that, and it's hard. It's hard to sell those things.
Yeah.
It's sentimental. It's sentimental value.
Yeah.
The agency of those who would be deciding to write these notes. In the first note, that agency is shifted to Savannah.
Now, what I forgot to add is if something horrible happened to a family member there at the very ending of it, it would definitely make it not easier, but more urgent. Like you would definitely want to keep it less. So it would help. And that's
true.
I guess.
Very true.
Her life is in your hands. In the second note, nothing the family did could have changed the outcome.
So wait, I have a feeling he kind of blew over with cause and fate. Did he not? I don't remember. I didn't. We're on this one now. He's on.
Yeah.
I didn't click fast forward or anything. So he's now on the agency. He's talking about her life is in hand. He's on this line. So I'm not sure if he did that accidentally or not, because it didn't sound like he covered this here. Unless he's going to talk about this and then go back to this. I should just play it. Because I have a feeling we were on just starting cause and fate.
I think also in the chat, Shauna and Jen Hull are calling you out for not saying hi to them. So,
oh my gosh! And mine are Ted's. If I've missed anyone, Jen, hi cutie, and Shauna, hello, all you awesome people. I'm so sorry. I'm running screens here, checking emails,
all over.
And Ted has me working double time. I'm running his stream for him, and he's disappeared. And this Max is demanding. Constantly sending demands, and I just trying to keep up. So I've not said hi to anyone. Max has not said hi to anyone. We say hi to you.
Hi everyone.
Hello everyone.
Here, I think Ted is just off. He'll probably hop back on eventually.
Ted will be right back. Yeah, he's taking care of his son. Who's
Thank you, Brenda. You're awesome.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, drop any links you mods you want in either chats, and feel free to drop whoever wants to maybe get subs and or Max's and mine and Ted's and mine and Max's and Ted's and Michelle's and whatever you guys feel up to. Because I'm still waking up for some strange reason. I've been up for 2 hours and I feel like I've just
half asleep.
I feel it.
Thank you, Olivia.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Oh,
Today.
Here. I have a new comment I would like to make here. V wants me to steal her comments and use them as her own, as I usually do. Thank you, V. So write something insightful. I won't highlight it, and I'll tell everyone as if it's my thoughts. Thank you, V. Once again, she's awesome. She's very awesome. She's super sarcastic and always a truth bomber, and always at the wrong things, but always the right time. So it's perfect.
Okay.
And I'm
V.
just kidding. She's awesome.
Thank you for being here.
The family will never stop looking. And the third is the time frame of urgency. In the first note, she will be held a maximum of 7 days and released after 12 hours. In the second note, she died shortly after she was taken. Today, months later, 7 months later, it's still unresolved. They're looking for her body. Thoughts?
Well, I've been saying for some time now that I don't believe, if these notes are real, if these 2 notes are real, as Savannah believes, you can see very clearly when you lay it out like